What's going on, brothers? What's going on? Can you hear me loud and clear? Press one in the live stream chat. Can you brothers hear me? What's going on, man? What's going on? Who's here? Who's here? Break it down. Who's here, brothers? Press one in the live stream chat if you can hear me loud and clear. Mayday, mayday, check 1 2, check 1 2, check 1 2. Who's here? Press one in the live stream chat if you can hear me loud and clear. How's my audio? Jay Vaughan, thanks for confirming, brother. Ozzy, thanks for confirming, bro. Much appreciated. Who else is here? Who else is here? Open Bob, appreciate you. Show, awesome, man. Hayes, awesome, awesome, awesome. So, brothers, thanks for confirming the audio is good. Welcome aboard. Before I get into the live stream, and break it down for y'all, brothers, I want to say first and foremost, thanks for the support, brothers, over the past couple of years. Your support is greatly appreciated. Almost 10 years doing this YouTube stuff. Not easy, but I'm going to keep on pushing for you, brothers, man. When you come on the live stream today, I'm going to ask you to please like the video, show some support, hit the super chats, hit the like button. Please, 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 show some support, hit the PayPal too, join the Patreon, book your IT consultations if you want to get into IT or have an IT mentor or want to know more about IT. And of course, July/June, new Python course for you, brothers. So look out for June or July. That's why I'll be teaching Python again to new students. Okay, look out for that. So, and cop the match too. So let's get straight into it, brothers. Okay. Now, this here is an ongoing series of how I became a passport bro, why I became a passport bro. Okay. There are things that have accumulated in my life that have made me become a passport bro. Okay. I did part one a couple weeks ago. I did part two a couple weeks ago. And now I'm doing part three. And there'll be many more parts. Many things in my life in the West have made me become a passport bro. As you can see on this stream is called White Men Got Money, Power, Woman in UK. Makings of Passport Bro, episode 3, White Man's Kingdom. Okay. What does that mean, IP? Like I told you, brothers, I'm an English brother, I'm a UK brother, and things in the UK, things in the West, things that happened to me, things that I saw, things that I've seen, things that I've experienced have made me become a passport bro. And in this episode today, brothers, it is the white man's kingdom I want to tackle. I want to make it very clear, brothers. We as black men, we go through a lot. We as educated black men, nerdy, anime watching, manga reading, nerdy, educated black men who work in IT, we go through a lot. Okay? We live in the UK, in America, in the white man's kingdom. And there is no doubt about that. Okay? I want to take it back to when I was a kid, when I was a baby, when I was a child, right? When you're a black child, when you're a kid, you have no spatial awareness. All you care about is having fun, playing with your Lego, with your Beyblade, running around, but being a kid, just being a normal kid. But black children, particularly black kids, black male children, have no idea what's going to hit them when they grow older into black men. Understand that black men are public enemy number one in the West. We have no friends. Nobody cares for us. Nobody loves us. Nobody checks up on us. We are alone in this cold Western world in America, UK. Okay. When I stopped being a kid, when I stopped being a child, when I grew into my teenage years, into my late teens, early 20s, I had an epiphany. I had an awakening. I started to realize that the UK, the West, isn't home to the black man. There were many things that I experienced in terms of how I was treated as I grew older, what I saw in the education system, you know, in in politics, in the media, that made it all click. Why aren't things moving the way I want it to be? Why are all my white friends ahead of me in life? Why are all my white friends ahead of me and my other black male friends? What is going on? We're not stupid. We're not thugs. We're not pookies. We're not ray rays. We're normal brothers. So why are these white kids, why are these white people, these white men, these white women so far ahead of us in life, even though they put half the effort in? Understand that by my early 20s, I had an epiphany, and I realized that the white man does not want the black man to succeed in any shape or form. The white man and the white woman gonna get this smoke too. Western white woman gonna get this smoke too. Together, they don't want the best for black men. And when I realized that, I became frustrated because it kind of shattered my reality. Because when I was a black kid, I was taught equality exists in this country. Don't worry about race too much. Don't see race. It's all about merit. But guess what? Race matters in everything in your life as a black man in the West. Don't let anyone tell you differently. Don't let anyone put any wool over your eyes. Don't let anyone pull the walls over your eyes. Race is the most important thing in the West, in America, in the UK. There is no such thing as being colorblind. Oh, I don't see race. Race affects how rich you'll be, how successful you be, how much women you get. And trust me, we'll get to the woman part. As I grew older in the UK, I kept seeing white men have it so easy in every area of their lives. And I was like, it can't be a coincidence. It can't be a coincidence. They will get jobs quicker. They would get opportunities quicker. They would get callbacks from interviews quicker. While me and other brothers, it would take us weeks, if not months, you know, to get an interview callback from any employer. But my white mates, the next day, the next hour. And I remember at that age in my life, 21, 22, just feeling lost, feeling like, is everything that was taught to me a lie? I got bigger, I got stronger, I got, smarter, and I could tell that was threatening white people. I could tell that, white people didn't like me, you know, they looked at me like I was some sort of animal. You have to understand that once again, the West isn't the home for the black man. The black man will never achieve his true potential in the white man system, aka the West. It's impossible. White men Western white men and Western white women don't want black men to succeed. That is why I became a passport bro, to get away from this oppressive system that currently exists in the UK and in the West against black men. And it's not me complaining. The fact is, it exists. Don't let anyone tell you you're being weak, you're being lame. I hate when black men do that, bruv. Or you being weak, man up, man up. Shut the flip up, bro. Shut the hell up about man up. Because it doesn't matter how much a man you be, how much muscle you have, how much mental strength you have. If there are systems in place, if there are systems in place in government, in finances, in corporations that stop you from reaching your potential, it don't matter how much you can man up, bro. And I hate when black men do that. That's the reason why black men are so dysfunctional. We are scattered. We are unstructured. Can we think critically, please? Please. Because guess what? We are doing the worst out of every single race of man in the West. In Canada, we do the worst. In the UK, we do the worst. In America, we do the worst. I'll tell you why though. Because there are systems in place that are keeping the black man down in the West. So by 22, 23, I realized that race influences everything in my life, bro. And that's when I lost it. That's when I lost it, bro. I couldn't even look at my white mates the same anymore. To me, they weren't my friends anymore, bro. How about we talk about wealth? Wealth, okay? The amount of wealth the white man has in the West is staggering. The stats tell you it. The way they look tells you it. The jobs they work tells you it. And they make wealth so easy. They have the old boys club. They have favoritism towards them. Things are already set up in place for the white man to succeed easily in the West. While black men like me, I'm flipping burgers, bro. I'm flipping burgers. I'm flipping burgers. I'm educated, but I'm flipping burgers. White mates from my same from the university that I went to already in a corporate job, earning 80K a year. My other black male friends, my classmates, they're flipping burgers too. So you see how the system works in the West, man, and that's why it's an oppressive regime that I had to get out of. So basically, right, you can spend you graduate from college at 22 in America, okay? It takes you 2 years to find a good job. In those 2 years, you're flipping burgers, you're working McDonald's, you're doing odd jobs here and there. However, the white boy, all right, the white girl gets out of college already into a corporate job. So for those 2 years, right, they're working a corporate job and they earn 100K a year. While for you, you're flipping burgers, earning 20K a year. That's how the wealth gap starts when it comes to white people and black people. They get into wealth earlier than black people. Press a one in the live stream chat if you know what I'm talking about. That is how the system does things. They make you wait. They know you're smart, they know you're educated, but they will delay things for you. Brothers, open up your flipping eyes, bro. And this isn't me complaining. This isn't me feeling sorry for myself. This is me telling the truth. That's why I'm a passport bro. That's why I'm a passport bro. I know it's that trend. I know it's that a black man and a white man, both 22, they graduate from the same university. It takes a black man much longer to get a good paying job in his field. 1 year, 2 years. As soon as a white man graduates, he gets a job in his field earning 80K. 80K. Black man in McDonald's earning 20K for the next 2 years. So already there's a wealth gap there. And they do it on purpose. They do it on purpose. The system is is very evil towards black men. So that's how the white man starts building wealth. He's earning 80K a year for those 2 years. He puts that into stocks, into crypto, into investments, into money towards buying his first property. While the black man has nothing to invest in. Y'all know I'm speaking facts here, bro. When I realized that, that's when I said to myself, I gotta get out this system. Back then, I didn't know how. Now I'm out because I'm a passport bro. I know how the game works and I tell other black men in the UK. I ain't playing tonight, brothers. We're going to expose the trickery of how the West oppresses black men. Wealth. And then you hired into the job and they pay you less than the white man. Press a 2 in the live stream chat if you feel like you're getting paid less than the white man in the West. Press a 2. Because there is definitely a race. There's definitely a race pay gap without a single doubt. There is a race pay gap. You and the white man, same experience, same credentials, work the same job. He's getting paid more than you. The Indian man too, the Chinese man too. They purposely screw over black men before their lives have even begun. That is what the West is. America, UK, and every other Western country. So when you hear that, right, you want to get out, right? You want to get out by any means possible. Legally, of course. Because you can't fight against a system like that. It's a collective system that has been in place for thousands of years in the West, hundreds of years, tens of years, solely for the sole existence of oppressing black men. That's the wealth part there. And that's how they have a head start ahead of you. That's how they're taking trips to all these different countries while you're flipping burgers. While you're flipping burgers, they're in Dubai, they're in Spain, they're in Japan, they're in Korea. Brothers, I've seen it, I've been through it. I've seen it and I've been through it. Me and my other black male friends, they've been through it. They've been through it. Race is everything in the West. No nationality, not your class, none of that nonsense. It is race. When they see you, when they see black skin, they will judge you on the spot. I ain't playing tonight, brothers. I'm gonna break down what truly goes on in the West. So that's the wealth part there. Number 2 is image. Image. So once again, you're a black kid. You have no spatial awareness. You have no spatial awareness. But when you grow older, you start to see a narrative being pushed about black men. I remember being 21, 19, 18, 22, 23. I would turn on the TV and there's a single narrative of image of black man I keep seeing everywhere. on the billboards, on the music videos, in the films, in the movies. It's a thuggish black guy. It's a deadbeat. It's a deadbeat dad. It is a gangster dad. It is a useless dad. It is a guy that needs a white savior to save him. Let's keep it a fact. It's a particular image that they keep pushing in America and in the UK, and it is a black guy that is no good. He's no good. He's either a gangster, he's either a thug, he's either a pookie, he's either, a weak guy, or he's either begging for a white savior. Yeah, I've seen all those American football films, those basketball films where some white savior sponsors his college fees to college Duke University, to UCLA, to play football college, to play college football, college basketball. Or if it's slavery, it's a white guy helping the slave during slavery. So they're showing the world that black men are weak and always need white help to get anywhere in life. Do you think women like white men? Sorry. Do you think women like weak men? So that's one part of our image they push out: the weak black man that needs a white savior to save his life. The other image, the gangster image, the gangster rap image, the gangbanger, the weed smoking idiot, the guy who says the N word every 5 seconds. They push that all around the world, that black men are gangsters, black men are thugs. All black men do is say the N word every 5 seconds. I don't say the N word at all. But the average person that watches the media would think that black men, is that all they do? Say the N word and act like thugs? So imagine that kind of image being pushed out towards a young black man like me at 22, 21. And I'm thinking, where are black guys in suits? Where are black men in in businesses? Where are black men with families? I never saw that at my age. And I still don't see that right now in 2024. Guess who controls the media? White people. White people and another group of people that I will not name. But let's focus on white people for this stream. So you have white executives, white directors, white CEOs that are controlling our image at the very top. And they are purposely making us look bad, not only in the West, but all around the world. I think I've mentioned before that it is a miracle that black men are still able to even pull women anywhere. It's a miracle. With our image just terrible, with our lack of wealth, it is a miracle that black men are still able to pull women in 2024. I remember reaching that age of 21, 22, feeling frustrated, but still awake as to how horrible our image is, as to how horrible the black man's image is, and thinking, who's in control of this? Who's actually doing this? Because guess what? It all comes from the top and it trickles down to many, many people. Lack of wealth, horrible image. There's nothing good going for us in the West. Let's keep it a stack. Let's keep her 100, man. Anyone that tells you that is coping. And I've noticed that a lot of black guys love coping. There's nothing good. There's nothing good going for us in the West, bruv. We are just there. We're just there. Forget the music, Forget the TV shows. That's all BS, bro. Because if that goes away, the world will still function. I got so sick and tired of seeing the same thing about black men on TV. And at that point, I'm thinking, this has to be a psychological war against us. Every day in the West is a psychological war against our psyche. Let's keep it stacked, bro. Every day I wake up in the UK, I'm at war with with not only myself, but all my surroundings. All my surroundings, bro. I gotta walk out my flipping apartment and see a billboard of some rapper. I gotta walk out my apartment. I walk down the streets. I see a TV. They're showing Top Boy. Top Boy. They're showing Top Boy as the ads to watch. And Top Boy is a gangster TV series. I remember when Top Boy came out, right, several years ago. It was everywhere, and I'm thinking, where are the black male TV shows of black engineers, black lawyers, black business people, even a nerdy black guy that's in a sci-fi TV show? Where is that? Where is that? You don't see it. Again, the people at the very top are in control of our image. They have the money, they have the power, and they're using their money and power to screw us over in the West. They're using their money and their power to screw us over in the West. That's why I just told you that every day is a psychological war that we have to battle every day in the West. Bro, bro, it's a war, and it's not good for our psyche, bro. That's why a lot of black men go crazy in the West. Look at the stats. Look at the schizophrenia stats for black men. Black men are more than likely than white men to be classed as crazy and mentally ill. Well, guess what, bro? Because there's so many things happening against us, bro. It is a psychological war every flipping day in the West. No one understands what black men go through, bro. That's why so many black men, they go crazy, they give up. They start speaking to themselves. They start going crazy. Press a one in the live stream chat if you know what I'm talking about, bro. About how black men go crazy, bro. Go crazy. So how can you not be a passport, bro, after seeing how your own country where you were born in America, in the UK, they are constantly at war against you. But it is a secret psychological war because they can't physically harm you like they did in the 50s and 40s and 40s anymore. So they will do it through other ways: media, music, TV shows, education. Let's keep it a stack, bro. Let's keep it 100, man. Keep it a stack, fam. Keep it 100, fam. Y'all know I'm speaking facts because we're in the white man's kingdom. The West is the white man's kingdom. The West is the white man's kingdom. And we have no say in the white man's kingdom. We can't keep running away from the flipping truth, bro. We can't. America, UK is a white man's kingdom. And guess what? I'm tired of living in the white man's kingdom. And that's why I'm a passport, bro. The white man will never allow black men to be on his level or succeed. He will never want that. He don't want the best for us. He don't. Your own white friends that you know right now in your life could secretly hate you, but they hide it very well. Press a 2 in the live stream chat if you know what I'm talking about. You may have white friends in your life that, hey, bro, how you doing, man? But they secretly don't want you as a black man to be on the level, to make money like them, to be rich like them, to do great things like them. They want you at the bottom. Let's keep it a stat, bro. Now, I'm not saying all white people are like that, but there's a lot of white people that don't want the best for us, bro. And it's not just white people, it's Indian people, it's Chinese people, it's Arab people that don't want the best for us. And guess what? I'll come to those people later on in the stream, bro. I told you I'm cooking tonight, bruv. I'm cooking tonight, fam. Right? So that's the image part that the white man controls and uses against us. Let's go into dating. Dating, you know? Don't let me get started on dating, bro. I have mentioned many times throughout this channel, I can be a black man with a nice fade, with a Nas fade from the Illmatic album cover in 1990, in the 1990s. I can be a Nas guy, right, with a nice fade, right, clean cut, sharp, wearing a suit, looking fresh, smelling nice, and I can walk down the street and I can see a scrawny looking white guy who looked like he walked out of bed an hour before, didn't brush his hair, who looks homeless, looks dirty, and he'll be with a bad chick. When it comes to dating in the West, the white man is on top. And that is a statement that no one can deny. No one can deny that when it comes to dating in the West, the white man is on top. Let's keep it a stack. In America, in the UK, I'll give you examples, right? A white guy that is average, that looks after himself, will never ever run out of woman. He won't. Where a black guy, okay, will have problems pulling women in the West. Quality women, not 304s. Because for some odd reason, black men attract 304s a lot in the West. We don't want 304s. When it comes to attracting quality women, the white man takes the cake. You know why? It's the white man's kingdom. He has the most money, the most power in America and in the UK. And what do women love? Money and power. Women in the UK and in America and every Western country know that black men are at the bottom of the pile when it comes to group of men with power. Black men have no power, money, wealth, and resources in the West. And that's why I keep telling you, brothers, right? It is a miracle that we can still pull women abroad. Some days, right, when I was in Japan, when I was in Panama, I was thinking, how is it able? How am I able to go on dates with these gorgeous women in Japan? I'm just a normal black guy. Every race of woman knows that black men are at the bottom in the white man's kingdom. Let's keep it a stack. And it shows throughout the UK and in America, two main countries that know that black men are at the bottom. Bro, so for example, right, okay, if a black guy and a white guy both have girlfriends, and on the same day, their girlfriends dump them. The next day, the white man will have a new girlfriend. However, it can take the black guy 3 months to get a new girlfriend, 4 months to get a new girlfriend. The quality and quantity of women that we get in the West is not good. And it's frustrating. It's frustrating where you got to deal with women, right, once every 5 months. You got to go on dates once a month. Look how bad black men do on dating apps in the West. Press a one in the chat. Press a one in the chat, right? If you don't do well with dating apps in the West, in America and UK, and be real, be real, be real. You can be a black guy wearing a suit in all your profile pictures in the West on your dating apps, and you hardly get any likes. Woman won't like you back. You get a like maybe once every week, once a week, once every 5 days. Where when it comes to white men, their apps are blowing off. How can you compete with that, brothers? Why make yourself suffer? I remember when a white guy showed me dating app. When he showed me his messages and his likes, and who he was talking to, he was talking to I remember at one point, right, 20 women at one point, and they all wanted to meet him. These were white women, these were black women, these were a lot of black women, these were of course Asian women, brothers, mixed race women. He had an abundance of options compared to me and other brothers. We were all in a friendship group. We were all talking about our success on dating apps. And all the white guys were killing it on the apps. So it wasn't just me struggling. Other brothers were struggling too, but the white guys were doing better. And guess what, right? When I saw their profile pictures, they weren't even in suits. Whereas in my profile, I was in the suits. My other brother's profile, they were in suits. It doesn't matter what you do, brothers. How nice you smell, how good you look, how much how you can dress like, how tall you are, how nice your lineup is. When they see that black skin, when Western women see that black skin, they want nothing to do with you, particularly the high quality Western woman, the high quality Western chicks, the ones that ain't been ran through, the ones that went to top universities, the ones that come from great families. They don't want a damn thing to do with a black man. But just be a normal, average white guy, they're going to throw themselves at him. I saw it every day in the West, bro, in the UK. Every day. Every day. And stats prove it. Stats tell you that white men in the West, in America and the UK, get the most likes, get the most attention. So when you hear that, brothers, you gotta get your passports. For me, right, I could either be angry about that or I can find solutions. I found a solution. I became a passport bro. I can't compete in the white man's kingdom. And that isn't me that isn't me giving up. That isn't me, being weak. That's me being smart about things. How can I compete in a country where it's majority white, where white people run the media, where they run, the power structures, where they're responsible, where they pay us, where they promote us, where they hire us, where in every single power structure is white people. I can't do anything about that, bro. I can't. I can't flipping do anything about that, bro. So I can either keep fighting, right, and keep complaining, or I can find a solution. And the solution for me was to travel. Because guess what? With my accent, with my passport, with my IT stuff, it does get me women abroad. It does. A black guy with an English accent, a lot of women ain't even think that we exist. So I gotta use what I have that benefits me. Again, all these things made me a passport bro. I don't care about it now, but I'm giving you brothers an insight into the international passport psyche. I didn't wake up one day and thought to myself, I want to be a passport bro. Certain things happened to me, certain experiences, certain environments, the atmosphere, what I saw, what I experienced. Because I know that I can't be uglier than Shrek, bro. I can't. Remember in episode 1, I said to myself, am I uglier than Shrek? Ain't no way, bro. Because I'm not fat. I'm not fat. You know, I, you know, I oh my goodness, brothers, man. Flipping heck, bro. Oh, I swear to, oh man. You see, it's a constant war every day being a black man in the West, man. It's a constant flipping war, bruv. It's a war. It's a psychological war. It's a struggle today as an educated black man, bro. It's a struggle. Big struggle. And I noticed that very, very early. I noticed that if I'm in a suit, if I'm speaking proper, if I'm respectful, if I'm confident and I'm still not getting quality of woman, something isn't clicking. But I'm seeing white men, not even brothers, white men don't even put in as much effort as me back then when I was dating in the West, right? White men, when my white male friends, right, were not putting in as much effort as me. When I told them, right, what I was going through, how I was getting chicks, they looked at me crazy. They were like, bro, you ain't gonna do that. You ain't gonna do that, bro. And that's my point. That's my point. That's my point, bro. That is my point. That's my point there, brothers. They don't need to put in any effort to date. Well, we as black men in the West, because we're black, we have to. We have to go far and beyond. You got black guys that have a haircut every 4 days in the UK. Every 4 days. Just to try and get chicks. The white guy isn't cutting his hair every 4 days, bro. You know? So that constant, feeling of going above and beyond isn't good for the black man's psyche just to get woman. Just to get women. And the women that we do get in the West, in many cases, they're 3 or 4s. They're ran through chicks. These are them. They're the white women that think they're black. They're Keishas. So when I was seeing that, I thought to myself, I can't do this anymore. I can't do this anymore. White men will always succeed in the West when it comes to dating. There's always a woman out there for him. He can be a short white guy, a tall white guy, a fat white guy, an ugly white guy. He will always get woman. Where if you're a black guy and you're short and you're ugly and you're dark skinned, you know, or you ain't got a nice haircut, good luck. good luck. The black guys in the UK that get the top-notch girls are black guys that are 6'3", 6'4", clearly got something going on for themselves, got a lot of money. Then women will give you a chance. But not every black guy is going to be 6'3". Not every black guy is going to be a millionaire. But a white guy can be 5'5", 5'7", in many cases 5'4", have little to no money, and he will always have a girlfriend, bro. So when I saw that and I experienced that, I was like, I got my passport. I'm out of it. I'm out of it, bro. So the next point here I want to talk about is black women. Yeah, and that falls in under dating and power. In the West, in America and in the UK, black women will never respect black men. Black women secretly put white men over black men. And I'll tell you why. Because we as black men don't have power, wealth, and money in America and the UK. Let me keep it very honest with you, brothers. Women won't tell you this, black women won't tell you this. Black women in America and in the UK don't respect us. That's why we have problems in relationships with them. That's why they're very competitive. That's why there's always arguments between black men and black women on the streets. They secretly don't respect us. Every day they go to work saying hello to their white boss. Every day they go they go somewhere, it's a white CEO. Every day they turn on the TV, they see white Batman, white Superman, white Captain America. Every day they look at the CEOs of the big companies, they see a white guy that's head of Tesla, Microsoft, and all these big corporations. Let me tell you this right now, right? It is impossible to get the respect of a black woman in the West. She will always respect white men over the black man. It's very clear. That's why black men and black women are broken in the West. They're not together. Yeah, you see black men and black female couples. Yeah, you see that. But secretly, the black female doesn't respect the black man because the black man lives in the white man's kingdom and has no power in the white man's kingdom. I'm making it very, very clear. They won't tell you this. The white man won't tell you this. No one will tell you this but your own. Remember, women respect money and power. They respect men who have money and power. Black women know that white men have the money and power. The only reason why we don't see more black women with white men is because majority of white men don't find black women attractive. That's the only reason why we don't see a pandemic of black women with white men. However, if tomorrow, if the majority of white men found black women attractive, you will see most black women with white men. In fact, I personally believe that black women, if they had the chance, the majority would leave black men for the average white guy. I'll keep it 100 of you brothers, man. I'll keep it a stack. Not because they think that they think white men are more better looking than black men. Is because white men have the power, money, resources, and wealth more than black men. Again, that's the reason why there's friction between black men and black women. Black men aren't responsible for the friction between black men and black women in the black community. But it's actually black women don't respect us because we are weak in the West. We're weak. We're powerless and we're weak in America and in the UK. I'm keeping it very, very honest with you, brothers. I'm keeping it extremely honest. That's what happens when you live in the white man's kingdom. That is what happens when you live in the white man's kingdom. So when I realized that, I said to myself, hell no, hell no. I can't be with a black woman in the UK where if one day the majority of white men start finding black women attractive, she might leave me. She might secretly not respect me because I'm not as powerful and rich and wealthy as the average white guy. Let's keep her 100, man. Let's keep her a stack, brothers. Let's keep her a stack, fam. I'm not here to lie to you. I'm not here to to blow smoke up anyone's whatever, man. I'm here to tell you the truth. And again, brothers, that's an attack against your psyche. Imagine sleeping next to your black queen, and then you're thinking, does my black wife in America and the UK truly respect me? And that used to bug me. That used to flipping bug me every day when I was with a black woman in the UK. Does she truly respect me? Does she truly respect me? And at that point, I just said, I can't date anymore in this country. I can't be with a black woman in a white man's country. I said to myself, IP, you cannot date a black woman in the white man's country. You can't. And so you see all that overthinking, all that judging yourself, all that stuff can actually destroy your self-esteem, can make you go crazy. You need to understand that you know a lot of black women's dislike for brothers is because of our lack of power and resources. Black women see white men with all these big cars, living good, living large, buying all these expensive wines, and they see their black man, right, not living that lifestyle. You see, black women will never tell you this. The media will never tell you this, but I will tell you the truth, bro. This is why the black man must get out the West and must get out the white man's kingdom. The white man's kingdom comes with many negatives. Let's go on to Asian women, okay? And you brothers, you know that as a black man like myself, I am attracted to Asian women, East Asian women. I'll keep it a stack, okay? In the UK, I remember trying for a long time to get an Asian girlfriend. I remember cold approaching. I remember speaking to friends about, an Asian woman, if they had in their lives, is she single? And it never worked out for me in the West. I have not dated an Asian woman in the UK. I've not even been on a date with an Asian woman in the UK. And I have tried. I have tried, bro. And before I was a passport bro, before I even knew traveling was a thing, I used to think, right, is there something wrong with me? Is there something wrong with me? Because every day I go out in the shopping center, every day I go around to shops, I always saw East Asian women with white men. I always saw East Asian women with white men. I see more Asian women with white men than Asian women with Asian men. And that's very telling. Once again, I see more Asian women with white men and than more Asian women with Asian men. And I think, right, the whole Asian woman and white men dynamic is a future, is it is the future of black relationships. What does that mean? The reason why we see so many Asian women with white men is because a lot of white men, they love Asian women. A lot of white men love Asian women. And that's why they're able to get Asian women just like that, to the point where you can see more Asian women with white men than Asian men with Asian women. That kind of dynamic is the future of black relationships. If one day the white man wakes up and says to himself, I like black women. Asian women go for white men because white men are on TV everywhere. White men are Batman in the movies, Captain America in the movies, Superman in the movies, and worst of all, the Harry Potter and James Bond in the movies. And you know how much women love James Bond. You know how much women love James Bond, man. They love James Bond. They flipping love him. And you know how much they love Harry Potter. So, brothers, when you're an Asian woman, right, and you see that different categories of white men, so brothers, do you understand what I'm saying here? The white man is very smart and conniving with his tactics. Open your ears up very widely here, brothers. Notice how those groups of white men I've mentioned are all in different categories. What does that mean? Harry Potter, nerdy looking white guy. Nerdy looking white guy. James Bond, cool, smooth talking, suave white guy. Captain America, big, tall, muscular white guy. Batman, rich, wealthy white guy. Different categories of white men that Asian women are seeing. Oh my goodness, bro. That is the white man's tactics. That's how every group of white men gets elevated in the global media. Bro, I'm speaking facts, man. Fucking hell, bruv. Brothers, I'm speaking facts there. That's how every group of white men gets love from the media and women in general. There's a nerdy white guy that represents nerdy white guys in on TV, Harry Potter. There's a 6'4" white guy, Captain America, that gets love in the media. There's a smooth talking white guy in a suit, called James Bond, that represents white businessmen. Then there's a rich white man called Batman that represents rich white men in real life. So Asian women see that, right, in Hollywood movies, in TV shows, in music, constant programming, constant throwing out woman. So of course we're gonna see Asian chicks go for white men over black men easily. Where's our black Batman? Where's our black James Bond? Where's our black Harry Potter? Where's our black Batman? You see how that covers every category of man that can exist. Nerdy white man, muscular white man, rich white man, suit wearing white man. They all get represented in the media for white men. Brothers, the white man system in the West is very calculating. It is very calculating. White people know what they're doing, bro. They know exactly what they're doing. They're not stupid. They're not stupid, brothers. And that's the power of the media. And that's how they captured the hearts of Asian women. That's how they captured. That's how they captured the hearts of Asian women in the West. And that's why I couldn't get an Asian girl in the West. I couldn't. Being a dark skinned black man like me, ain't no way an Asian girl was gonna come after me. Maybe if I was light skinned, there may be a chance. But being a dark skinned black man, it was over in the West to get an Asian chick. I am competing against media forces. I am competing against media forces, the powers that be that don't want the best for me, that don't shine me in a good light. And Asian women, they're all about image, they're all about, education, and black men aren't shown that in the media. Life in the white man's kingdom. Life in the white man's kingdom. My last point here before I open up the phone lines is in the white man's kingdom, there's a race caste system. So the white man will elevate certain races of people to make black people look bad. For example, in the UK, Indian people have been elevated to great heights. They get bank loans easier than black people. They get promoted easier than black people. They get better jobs easier than black people. Indian people have been given that privilege by white people. In America, it's the East Asians that have been given that privilege. The Koreans, the Japanese, the Chinese, anything Asian in America, white people give them the privilege and the power to succeed in America and in the UK. While we're given crumpets, we're given nothing. And they tell you, look at that. You see, black people just don't work hard. That's what Asian people say. That's what white people say, not knowing that the system is designed that way to make things harder for us, man. The system is designed that way to make things super, super hard for us. That's a system, brothers. Now we have in the UK, some Indian people look down on black people. In America, some Asian people look down on black people because they've been given that money and that privilege and wealth to be elevating their lives. That's life in the white man's kingdom. So you see why I became a passport bro. There's just too many things against us. Forget about how Keishas treat you. Look at the actual things that will actually impact your life, how you can make money, how you can live a better life. We're not getting it here in the West. And that's why I keep telling brothers, man, race is the most important factor in the world, not nationality. It's your race. Don't let anyone tell you different. Oh, I don't see color. Everyone sees color. Everyone sees color. Everyone. Everyone sees color. And I think that's why it was a shock to me when I was in my 20s, in my late teens, as to just how things were very different from when I was a kid. Because you're taught that there's no racism, it's all about equality. I don't care about race. It's BS, man. It's BS. The system is rigged for the white man to succeed in any shape or form. I've seen some things that I won't reveal in this stream, but I've seen just how the system can be rigged to ensure the success and prosperity of white people. I've seen it with my own two eyes, bro. I've seen it with my own two eyes. I won't mention it. Things that have been changed for the benefit of white people, individuals, to ensure that they get certain things their way. I can't do it anymore, brothers. I can't. I can't. I'm out. I'm out of this system. I can't do it anymore, brothers. I can't. I can't, man. I can't, brothers, man. I can't. Because this stuff can make you go crazy if it really gets to you. Notice how I mentioned how the reason why black women don't respect us is because we have no power. That can really get to you, bro. Because men hate feeling powerless. We're men. We hate feeling weak. We hate feeling powerless. And when you know you're in a system, you're in a country ran by white people where you are the powerless, and your woman that you're with may not really respect you. And it's not just black women. You can be a black guy dating a white woman and Asian women in the Western country, in America and the UK. And even they know, even white women and Asian women know that they don't really respect y'all. They don't respect y'all. They don't. They don't. They don't respect y'all. You know? They don't. You can date a white Becky, an Asian woman, Ling Ling, you know, in a Western country. You think it's all good, but secretly, she knows that you are the powerless. She knows that you're not the guy that's the CEO of these companies. You're not Black Batman. You're not Black James Bond. You're not directors. You're not CEOs. She knows that. That's why, brothers. That's why I became a passport bro. All these things as I realized in my early 20s, throughout my 30s, throughout my 40s. All these things I realized, brothers, that all these things. Mm, nah, it's impossible. You're fighting a war you can't win. So good luck to to the pro black people. Good luck. Um, I'm a passport bro. I'm out. I can't. I can't. You can't fight it, man. You can't. So as I open up the phone lines, I want y'all brothers to call in. Let me know if you agree or you disagree. That's up to you. Speak about, you know, your experience living in the white man's kingdom, because USA, UK is the white man's kingdom. It is it's white people's kingdom. White women also have power too. Speak about it. Speak about how white men get all the Asian women, how you're powerless, how white men get paid more than you for the same job, for the same role. Talk about how, um, you know, the journey to wealth is a lot more easier than a black man. I think I mentioned that, you can be a college graduate and it will take you 2 years to get a corporate job, where the white man gets a corporate job right after college. So for those 2 years, he's building wealth, earning 80K a year, investing, while you're flipping burgers, earning in peanuts, and you can't invest. So he has a 2 year head start in building wealth. The system does that on purpose, man. The system. The system is evil, and you can't fight it. You can't. You can't because it is their country. It's their land. It's their country. It's their land. It's their laws. They are our. Shout out to the brothers in the Rumble chat. Shout out to Ellis Keith. He's on Rumble. Awesome, man. Awesome. We got some brothers watching on Rumble. We got one brother watching on Twitch. Awesome, man. We got a couple brothers watching on Twitter as well. If you're on Twitter, press a one in the chat, bruv. If you're on Twitter, look at that. Look at that, man. Look at this. We got this over there on Rumble. Awesome, man. Awesome. All right. Shout out to Mr. Tom for the 25 NO. What currency is that, brother? NOK currency. What's that? For the Norwegian, we got a brother in Norway for the Norwegian currency. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you, brother. If you're still here, brother, can you reach out to me on IG? I would love to interview you about your life as a black man in Norway. So reach out to me, brother. That would be awesome, and that would be great. Thank you very much, bro. Awesome, awesome. Shout out to Mr. Mr. May Skriller for the support. Thank you, brother. Thanks, IP. Appreciate you, May Skriller. I see that icon of Kevin Samuels. RIP, Kevin Samuels, man. We miss you, bro. We miss you, Kevin. Thank you, bro. RIP. Thank you for the support, Mo. Appreciate you, bro. Shout out to Mr. BF Season 8 Nap for the support. Black and Hispanic community. Only if Hispanic people stop saying the N word and stop disrespecting the black people. As long as there's respect between, as long as Hispanic people respect black people, I'm all for unity, brother. Listen, man, I'm all for unity, for black and Asian unity, for black and Hispanic unity. The problem is that a lot of people of different races, right, don't respect black people. They say the N word. They talk down on us. If that can be solved, right? Hell yeah, bro. Hell yeah, I'm for black and Hispanic unity. As long as there's respect for black people, I'm that, bro. Shout out to you, BF, brother, and hopefully that can happen, brother. I appreciate you, bro. Shout out to Mr. Calm and Collected, pardon me, for the support. BF, being a woman, get with as well. Facts, bro, facts. And the black man is making more than them both. I've seen the IP is bad out here. That's crazy, bro. You see? Show me a black woman that will get with a black man and pay the bills of a black man. Oh no, bruv. She's not accepting that. You happily pay the white guy bills. Those are facts of living in the white man's kingdom. The white man can get away with that. It is his kingdom. And that proves my point, bro. That proves my point. That proves my point. Shout out to Ron for the support. Thank you, brother. Southeast Asia for the women's IP. Salute to you, brother, for the support. Thank you so very much. Thank you so very much, brother, for the support. Shout out to Calm Collective for the support. Bob Johnson losing PT Heart Image. Black man, what? Yeah, man. Very sad, brother. Very sad, man. Appreciate you, bro. Shout out to Ramel, the legend. Shout out to Ramel, man. Damn. Ramel's come a long way. Respect the brother. He's a legend in this space, man. Shout out to you, Ramel. I appreciate you every day, brother. More success, more life to you, brother. More riches, more wealth to you, brother. And more everything for you, brother. Okay, appreciate you, Ramel. Just because salutes, thank you, brother. Salutes to you, brother. Fist bump you back, Ramel. Appreciate you, brother. That's a great brother right there. And he's going places, man. Ramel is going places, man. That is a good brother right there. Okay, awesome, 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 awesome. Right, let's open up the phone lines. Let's keep it respectful, please. No swearing, no attacks, no N-word use, no none of that. Of course, say your opinion, but please be respectful towards each other. That'd be greatly appreciated, okay? And towards me too. Shout out to Raphael for the support. Raphael, brother, appreciate you, brother, for the support. Much appreciated, bro. Much appreciated. Okay, so let's open up the phone lines, man. Let's have a great discussion here. Invite, copy, and then let me post a link there in live stream chat. Get the likes up, please. That'll be greatly appreciated and get the support flowing. Let's go, okay? Let's go. Let me pin this to the stream. We got brothers watching on Rumble. Yeah, man. Yeah, Rumble. Let's get ready to rumble. But brothers, y'all know I'm speaking facts, man. You know, yeah, y'all know I'm speaking facts, and I hate coping. You know, I hate coping. Let's not cope and let's get to the bottom of things. Now I'm a passport bro, so again, this don't affect me anymore. But I'm a passport bro, and I know some brothers are in the West right now, okay, and they're going through it right now in the white man's kingdom, and it is what it is, man. Get your passport and blossom abroad. All right, hold on, Quincy. Give me a second, brother. Devin, can you turn your camera on in the background so I know you're not a troll, please? Thank you very much, brother. Quincy, your camera off. You're confirmed, Quincy. Turn your camera off. Yep, you're good. Camera off. Okay. Devin, camera on for a couple seconds, please. So I know you're not a troll. I've got to see a face, an arm, brother, that you are a brother. So show your arm. Yep, you're good. Thank you, Devin. You're good. Oh, okay. Let me bring in Quincy in the background. What's going on, Quincy? How you doing, bro?
Hello, International Papa. How are you? You right?
I'm doing.
Thanks
Yes,
for asking me to come on. I really appreciate it. I'm a big fan of yours, by the way.
hey, thank you for the support, brother. Thank you, brother.
No problem, man. No problem.
Fire away, brother. What's your thoughts on the stream? We can have first, bro.
I think that the whole force of it is you're 100% correct because I did a video on about a couple of days ago, last week, on about white incels, how they got it. They should be incels, but white men should not be incels because they have it easy in this world. The whole world handles them. The world worship them like gods, basically. You know, it's like they got an easier life and they shouldn't be struggling to get girls. So when they say when they complain about, oh, I can't get a girlfriend, that's you problem. You know what I mean? And you could be any white man. You could be an ugly white man, a fat white man, a short white man. I've seen white men at 5'3", know whether like IP, with taller girlfriends, good-looking girlfriends at that as well. So they've got no excuse to be single. I'm afraid they've got no excuses.
Facts, brother. Actually, I saw that today. Actually, I saw it today. I saw a white guy. Girlfriend was at least 3 inches taller than him, and I'm thinking, there's no way a woman would be with a black guy that's shorter than her, brother. That's impossible.
No, that would never happen because as a black guy, you have to be good. You have to be perfect. You can't. You have to be at least 6 foot tall to get even a decent black woman, let alone any other race of woman. And it's like, as a black guy, we've got to be 6 foot tall. We've got to have a nice haircut. We have to wear a suit. We've got to have a good job or our own business. We have to be multi-millionaire. A white guy could be fat. He could work for McDonald's and still get good-looking girlfriends. So he has got no excuse to be single. The world worships white man. You know what I mean?
Facts,
And
brother.
as a black guy, we have to work. I don't know if your parents had this conversation when you was a teenager. I remember when I was 13 and 14. I was in year 9 in second school, in the first year second school. Yeah, my stepmom told me, Quincy, son, you have to work twice as hard as a white guy just to get the same level as them. And every black person, where you're African or Caribbean, had the same. Our parents had the same conversation with us. I mean, my background, my family's from Guyana, South America, and all of our parents had that conversation with us. And I never heard a white girl or girl told us that their parents had that conversation. They know, as a white kid, you have to work twice as hard as a black kid. That never happened. Remember, this is a white man's world. Never forget that.
Facts, bro. Absolute facts, man. All right, thank you, Quincy. Holding that thought there, Quincy. Let me bring in Devin in the background, but I'll come to you, brother, in a bit. Devin, let me bring you in. What's going on, Devin? How you doing, bro?
Hey, IP, can you hear me?
Loud and clear, bro. Loud and clear. How you doing?
All right. All right, cool. I'm doing well, and I know to be respectful on your channel. I'm appreciative that you brought me on. I'm gonna be pretty quick, but my experience with Asian women, I've had my fair dealings. I picked up some like at the club, bars, whatever you want to call it, in the States. I haven't really had too much problems with it. But I agree with most of the points you say. The whole Batman, Superman stuff. Like, come on, like it's pretty clear. I don't have no stripes against the passport bros or anybody who wants to travel and just go experience and meet other women that are better than the United States women or UK women because I hear they having the same problem. But basically, the entitlement is too crazy, and the laws are against men here in the States and UK. And I feel like, in general, your point is just dead on and it's spot on. Either way you look at it, and it's a multi-layer problem. That's what we're dealing with. It's a multi-layer problem, and it can go so many different ways. So many guys have had so many different experiences, but at the end of the day, it's still white man's kingdom, like you say. And then on top of that, it's they don't respect any of you guys, like me, any of you guys, like in general, like all 8 billion men in this country. I swear, like these women in America and UK are so entitled that they probably don't care about nobody legit. But if you look at it a multi-layer issue, you're right on that. Like I believe that could mess with a man's psyche. But yes, I believe that you're right about that, like where they might think that a white man is more powerful than this man or whatever. But I've heard everybody's had their fair share of issues, but at the end of the day, I still agree with you. So that's where we're at.
Brother, where are you in America where you're pulling East Asian chicks like that, bro?
I mean, I'm very like just secretive, so I don't like, giving out too much information, but pretty much it's out there, bro. I'm gonna be real. All of these dudes in America and UK, they just do what they do, and we all kind of know like what you got to do if you really want to pull the type of chick you want to pull. So there's no really respect for any Western man or UK man in the States or the White Kingdom, and even the white guys are getting fried. So it's cut, it's chopstick. Guys just need to leave the West and have this thing redo itself and correct itself. That's all that's gonna happen. 2030, passport bros up. All these guys leaving. Fuck it.
Language, brother.
Sorry.
Thank you, Devin. Appreciate you, bro. All right, let's get some more new callers in. Calling brothers, if you want to chime in on this discussion, calling brothers. Let me go back to Quincy. Quincy, do you have any points you want to add on?
Yeah, can you hear me? Can you hear me, IP?
I can, loud and clear. Yeah.
Yeah, in terms of Asian women, I've been quite lucky because I had 3 Asian girlfriends. I mean Asian girlfriends, I mean like Indian Pakistani girlfriends. In terms of Asian girls, I've been quite lucky, but I can't understand where you're coming from. Um, you know, as a black guy, it's hard out here, but all you could do is be the best version of yourself. That's what you can do. You know what I mean? The,
Brother,
the, the white man, the white man says it's not for us. So therefore, we have to either best to become self-employed, be your own boss. Don't work for no one. Because again, like I said, the white man work system is not for us. Like you said earlier.
personally, brother, I've not seen a black guy with an Indian woman in my life in the UK, but I'm keeping it step, brother. I've not seen that before.
That's fine. I mean, my experience is quite different to yours. I mean, I'm quite lucky. I grew up in North London, and I grew up in a very multiracial area. I grew up in Edmonton, North London. I was born Hackney, but I grew up in Edmonton, Copford. So I've been quite lucky. I mean, most of my girlfriends have been non-black. So I dated a lot of Greek and Turkish girls in my life, and white women as well. So I've been very, very fortunate. You know.
Awesome, bro. Awesome. Hold on, Quincy. Chadwick, brother, can you turn your camera on in the background, please? So you're not a troll, please. I can't see you, brother. So yeah, you confirmed. Thank you, Travel. Camera off. Let me begin Mr. Travel, brother, in the background. What's going on, Travel? How you doing, bro?
I'm good, man. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear, brother. Loud and clear. Fire away, bro.
I just wanted to get on here, man. I'm glad that you brought up this topic because the thing about being a smart, like educated brother is that we can see these things, right? At first, you may listen to the crowd and say, "Oh, maybe it is me." So you go through the whole journey of like self-improvement, like many of us have. But at some point, you kind of sit back and you're like, this can't be me, right? It can't always be me. So then you travel and you recognize that everything that's been in your mind has been true, that it's not you. And so if you're excited, if you're a person that likes to help people like I am, you come back and then you start telling people, like, bro, you can have a different life over here. And then you're met with so much pushback from the very people you're trying to help that is downright discouraging. That I think that's one of the biggest things that we don't talk about is the fact that we can't say this to the majority of our community without them gaslighting us into believing that our experiences aren't true. Do you have anything about that?
Facts, bro. No, bro. This is facts. You're speaking facts, bro. We have a very unique experience as brothers, particularly educated brothers. And you know, if you're not mentally strong in the West, it can make you go crazy. It can. Well, fire away. Sorry, carry on.
Right. And I think that it's such it's a really big deal. And you don't realize how much of a big deal it is because you're so used to it, because we all grew up in it. And when we grow up in it, we're so used to the bare minimum that when we get a little bit more than that, we're jumping for joy. But the reality of the situation is we deserve more than that. You know, you said it earlier, you as a black man on a dating app, if you're just a regular, average, stereotypical black guy on a dating app, you're not crushing it. You're not. And but you could take the average stereotypical white guy and he was crushing it. I remember I saw this video of this guy and he was like doing some kind of TikTok show or whatever. And basically he was going to all 50 states to get 50 dates, right? One state per person. And I was thinking to myself, I'm like, bro, he was doing it all off of dating apps. And I was thinking like, yo, your dating apps are that good that you could go to any state and pull. But here I am barely getting any type of matches or likes. And the ones that I do get, they're severely below caliber. This guy was getting average to hot girls. And I'm thinking like, I would love to see a black man do this. A regular average black man go to every 50 state and find himself a date using dating apps only.
Facts, bro. It won't be good, Karen.
Right. And so the thing that I wanted to say, because again, thanks to my upbringing, my mother always picked places where it was like on the zoning line for basically if you either go to the rundown school or I'll just say the white school. And so my mother was a good she was smart enough to realize that, okay, if she uses her fake voice and all that, she can get me into these schools. And so I grew up around these types of people. So I grew up thinking like, what's the problem? I'm thinking it's the community. I'm like, yo, why are black people so loud? Right? Why are black people this? Why are black people that? And I grew up because again, I'm surrounded by nothing but white kids. And I'm having a great time, obviously. At least so I thought. But I have 2 points, and I don't want to ramble. I have 2 points. The first one was when I've had white friends, I've had white colleagues, I've had white girlfriends, I've had basically white everything. And there's always something that comes up in these moments, and I call it the flippening. And what the flippening is no matter how long you've known a white person, no matter how cool you guys think you guys are together, there's gonna be a moment to where that's tested, and you're going to find out exactly how they feel about you and your skin. And just to name this story, I had a friend, and again, this was like not like an acquaintance. This was a friend. I knew him for 3 or 4 years. At this point, we were driving home. He was driving me home one day, and this guy like cut him off, and just so casually, he slipped up and he said, "What is this N-word doing?" Hard R,
What?
hard R. And I'm in the passenger seat, and I look at him. I'm like, "Bro, what?" And he stayed completely silent, and his eyes were like, "Oh, I said it out loud." And I kept trying to get it. I'm like, "Yo, bro, what was that? What was that?" Well, and he just stayed silent the whole time. And it wasn't until I sat home and I thought about it. I was like, "Yo, I don't slip up and say random words, right? If you're slipping up, that means this is a part of your vocabulary." This was somebody I considered a friend. And I didn't get any type of that vibe off of him just because of how he treated me. But I realized it's like every colleague or white girlfriend or friend that I've had, they always go through this point where there's a moment where you're like, oh, okay, I see, I get it now. And it always spills out, usually when there's like some type of gun violence against the police and everything. And then your friends are telling you, well, yeah, well, he had a gun and he was doing all this stuff. And you're like, oh, okay, I see what side you're fighting a little too hard for. So that's the one story. And this next story, the last story, and I'm done. I even hate telling the story. So I'll say this. My name is very unique. Very unique. If you type it into Facebook, Instagram, I'm the only one that pops up. That's how unique it is. Okay. So I was like 4th grade, 5th grade, again, all white school. I was probably like one of 2 black people. And we were getting handed out standardized tests. And on these standardized tests, like we already took them, it had our scores on it. So it was just basic bar graph showing you like where you got math, reading, arithmetic, stuff like that. So the teacher calls my name. She's like, oh, here you go. And I get the paper and it's like super high scores. And in my mind, like as a child, I was always told that I was smart and I knew that I was smart. But just having this piece of paper like that kind of confirmed it to me. And I was like, oh, wow. In my mind, I'm like, wow, I guess I am smart. I guess I am smart. And then maybe like 2, 3, 4 names later, the teacher goes, oh, wait. And she calls my name. She's like, oh, no, these aren't your results. Here are your results. And she gave me my paper. And it wasn't failing or anything. It was just less than what she showed me. And I was like, oh, for years, I was like, oh, she just made a mistake. But as an adult, I'm like, there's no way on God's green earth she made that mistake, because my name is so new, so unique that there's no way you mixed it up with some other kids that so happen to have a higher score than me. And it's just, I think about that. I'm like, how can you as a teacher do that to a child, where you make it seem like they got something and then you replace it with another piece of, it's like, that's disgusting. And I don't even want to get into the whole, I don't know if you guys saw this, but that story about they were tracking the teacher's eye movements throughout the class. And she was only focusing on the 2 black kids in her class, waiting for them to slip up to do something. Did you guys see that?
Yes, I remember that. Yes.
Insane. It's insane. And it's like, this is why I'm leaving. I'm out of here. Nobody's going to gaslight me into believing that this stuff isn't real. Nobody's going to gaslight me to believe this isn't true, because listen, everybody's buddy kumbaya when the things don't matter. But go ahead and mix money into it. Go ahead and mix politics into it. Go ahead and mix sex into it. Right? Mix that into it and watch people's true colors come out. Watch how all of a sudden it boils down to race again. And that's what it's like, yeah, you're not fooling me anymore. I'm out of here. I'm getting out of here, because what you guys are doing is messed up and it's cruel. And I refuse to raise myself and my family in this any longer.
Facts. No, you're speaking facts there, bro. Good point there. Thank you, Travel Brother. Brothers, calling if you want to chime in. Devin, do you want to say your point over here?
Yeah, man, I just think I appreciate what you're doing, man. A lot of guys aren't doing what you're doing. And, it's actually saving lives, bro, because I have a friend, he got recently divorced and, lost a lot. He had to pay his ex-wife continuously for a couple years. And I don't know how long that actually is going for, but, he was devastated by it. And, those are the type of things that happen to men in the States. Those are the type of things that happen in the UK, just like a lot of that happening. I hear that from older gentlemen, younger gentlemen that gotten married, like my friend, and even the whole child support stuff. We don't even need to get into that. I mean, just the fact that a man, will have to suffer the consequences just by missing one payment, it's a wrap, man. Guys need to go ahead and get their passport and literally just go experience something different, man. I mean, it's not worth it. It's exactly what you said. And my peoples are calling me right now, so I'm gonna, eventually come off here. But it's exactly what you said. It's a fight. It's a war that you're never gonna win. So it's I wouldn't say it's impossible, because nothing's impossible, but it's something you don't want to play with. I mean, you're gonna lose your head over just trying to make these broads get in line. So it doesn't make any sense, or get any of these people in line. So it's best for you, just like another brother said, self-improvement, get your own money, And you know, I would say don't have kids, but that's a whole nother conversation. But yeah, you know, focus on yourself completely, be selfish, and you need to get out of the States or UK. Wherever you're having those issues, you need to run. So that's all I gotta say. Thanks, IP.
Thanks, Devin. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you, brother. Much appreciate, bro. Mr. Quincy,
Yes,
do you want
sir.
to chime in?
Can you hear me, IP?
Yes, I can. Yes.
Yeah. Earlier yesterday, I had a problem with what it was when I did one of my videos on the white man incels thing. Unfortunately, one of my friends found it on WhatsApp, and he sent me a message saying, "Oh, you messed you what you done's really bad for me just speaking the truth about how white guys got it easy in terms of not just dating but in life." And you know, obviously, I spoke the truth, and you know, like you said, that some white guys, I'm not saying all of them bad, but a lot of them do reveal themselves to you when something like this happens. When you speak the truth about a black man experience in the world and what we go through, and when we tell them that, unfortunately, a lot of them don't like it, and then obviously they reveal their true friendship to you, and unfortunately, because I spoke the truth about what I did said on the video I did on the white incel situation. I lost my friendship because of that, but that goes to show that they're not really true friends, are they?
Facts.
You know what I mean? So that's why, you know, if they were your true friends, it shouldn't bother them because they know white men know that they got it easy in this world, and you know they wouldn't not swap places with us. You know, if they had a choice, I remember about 3 4 years ago I was in Twickenham in Southwest London, and I was chatting to this white guy, and even he said to me, Quincy, me being born a white man, I won the national lottery of life. In other words, his life is easy, right? And he knows he would never swap places with a black man because he knows that intrinsically that we have a lot harder lives than they have. They got it easy in terms of money, status, even in dating. Everyone knows that they're the number one pick of women. Every woman, including black women, love white guys. So when I hear white guys say when they say to me, "Oh, I can't get a girlfriend," that's a you problem. That's not nothing else. That's you problem. Like we black men, we have it very hard, but yet somehow we seem to succeed in terms of dating. We'll try to. It's not easy enough, but we make it work.
Yeah, brother. Yeah, but we make it work, and that's why I was saying, like, it is a miracle how we somehow still get women at. But even the other day, right, I was thinking to myself, how are black men still getting women despite all the odds against us, despite us
Yeah,
being the bottom of the world in some of the totem pole? We are the most powerless men on earth. Let's keep it
we
real.
are.
Uh,
Yeah, we
white
are.
men,
Especially financially, yeah,
Arab
they got
men,
it
Chinese
easy.
men, Indian men are above black men in wealth, power, and
Very,
status,
yeah, of
and
course.
we still get woman. That's incredible, ain't that right, Quincy?
Yeah, because IP we are credible, we are in the credible race of man because we have to be strong. We've got no choice. We can't whine and cry about it because obviously life dealt us a bad hand. So therefore we have to be strong, not just physically strong, but mentally strong. Yeah, but again, when it's like when it comes to mixed race relationships, yeah, it's okay for everyone else to do it. But let a black man do it. Now, oh my god, the whole world gets upset about it. They lose his bloody mind. They get upset. They can't. Oh, how can a black man possibly get a good looking woman? Well, we can because we have to. You know what I'm saying? Me, I listen. You see my picture. I ain't no ugly man. No, I'm not an ugly dude. You know what I'm saying? I'm not the tallest guy. I'm only 5'7". Yeah, but I had lots of girlfriends in my life because I didn't let my lack of height hold me back.
Facts, bro. Facts. Thank you, Quincy.
No
Jam,
problems.
can you turn your sit on there, bro? Jam, can you turn your camera on in the background so I know not troll, please? Jam, JAM, camera on in the background, please, so I know not troll. Okay, while we wait for you, Jam, I'm gonna go to Travel, brother. Travel, do you want to chime in? Is there anything else you want to add?
Yeah, as far as I definitely want to mention that, yeah, we may not be socioeconomically at the top, we may be at the bottom in a lot of different areas, but the one thing that we're not at the bottom in is looks. Listen, no homo, brothers are handsome. Let's not get that confused. We have X appeal, you know, and so I'm not surprised that we can get a lot of women because it doesn't matter what situation we're in. If you know women, like I know women, all it takes is for her to feel safe and isolated with you. It's over with. She may act differently outside into the whole world to prove something, whatever. But behind closed doors, let's not get it twisted. There are a lot of girls out there who would love black men, and that's why there's always some type of opposition. I was speaking to this Asian woman, and she was talking to me. She was like, "Oh, you're my first black guy," type thing. Like we didn't get together. We were just talking. And I was like, "Well, what made you like get off of black men, all this other stuff?" She was saying that the white men that she's dating usually tell her to stay away from black men. And then, of course, I'll say, "What would they say?" And of course, she starts naming off like these lists of stereotypes. And I'm like, "You see that?" I'm like, "That's exactly the type of stuff that I'm talking about." Where I'm
Mm.
over here, I date somebody. I'm not saying, "Oh, don't date a Mexican guy or a white guy because of these." I don't do that. That's lame behavior. That's dirty macking. But behind closed doors, there are a lot of women who are getting this information from other types of men, like, "Oh, don't date that." And you'll see that I know that with her, and I knew what she was saying was true because white girls would tell me that when I dated them. Now, personally, I don't date them anymore, but just when they would tell me is like if if a white girl goes out and dates a black man publicly, she's gonna be shamed for the rest of her life. Period. Because a lot of guys aren't going to want to touch her, and I know why a lot of guys don't want to touch her. Because listen, I feel sorry for any man who has to go behind a genetically gifted black man. If you catch my drift. And so so I completely understand why you would talk that mess. You want to feel strong and powerful. And if she says that she's dated nothing but brothers before you, you're not going to feel that. There's no way.
So, brother, you're telling me so white guys are telling Asian women, same way from black men, they do that, they're bad people, they do that, blah blah blah, stereotypical stuff. That's what they tell Asian chicks.
Sorry, brother.
That's
Sorry, brother. I was getting a call. You said what?
so, brother, you're telling me that the Asian woman told you that the white man she dated was telling her, same way from black men, they do this, they do that. The
100%.
basically, that's crazy, bro.
hundred
Flipping
percent.
heck.
That
Well,
and the thing about it is, IP, it's not just in person. There are active, we know this, there are active social campaigns that are going against you. Why is that? Why does somebody take the time out of their day to come out and be like, "Oh, well, don't listen to him because he's this, that, and the third. Don't do that because he's this, that, and the third." Why? Because you're hating. Because you know that deep down we're better than you in certain areas, and you don't like being bested. And so you have to invest hundreds of millions, if not billions of dollars into ruining somebody else's image. And not to get off topic here, but I go into some of the Asian men community, the guys who are also on this same wave where their women are not respecting them in their countries, and I'm seeing where they're going, and a lot of them are going off to places like Poland, and it's for the same reason. They're fighting Western media that has depicted the Asian male as this weak, unmasculine, tiny energy guy. You get what I'm saying?
hmm.
And so I'm not saying like they have it worse or anything like that, but what I am saying is like this: there are active campaigns out there, and I'm tired of people either they're just not smart enough to realize it, or they're playing dumb. And so it's just like you can't fool us anymore, you know?
Well, can I ask what the white dudes told that Asian girl? Like, if you can, obviously, if it's not too explicit or too
It's
bad.
you know the stereotype. So the one she said, of course there were thieves. That was the first one. And then the other one was like they don't raise their families. So the way that she was talking, it was making it seem like we were horrible long-term relationship partners. And like that,
Oh,
it's just sad to me, man. It's sad because it's like, and it's sad because there are some people who don't choose the path of intelligence, right? And so what they do is they just listen to the information that's given to them. And so if they don't know anything about black men, and then this guy comes over here, and let's just say they're just chilling, him and his girl just chilling, and she just makes a comment like, "Oh, I like how tall he is," or "I like how muscular he is," or "I like whatever." That's immediately going to set him off to be insecure. And guess what insecure men will do when they back into a corner? They're immediately going to start tearing down the character. And so, of course, he's going to attack it in the same way that's been fed to him. And so
that,
it's just disgusting. So when I walk down the street, this girl's looking at me and judging me, thinking because she listened to this guy. Now, luckily, the girl didn't care because I guess she knew better. So when we had a conversation, it was whatever. But still, it's like the fact that I even had to go over that hurdle is insane. And that's why I love traveling, is because I travel and I'm not a stereotype. I'm not a monster. I am just a regular man whose skin happens to be black. And I get treated as such. And once you get treated that way, you don't accept mediocre from everybody else anymore.
Facts, bro. Thank you, brother. Let me bring Mr. Jam in the background, Chavo, brother. Jam, what's going on, brother? How you doing?
Hey man, interesting conversation we're having here. I wanted to touch on 2 points. One point you had earlier, but I guess I'll touch on the second point first since he just talked about that. I've said this several times, man. I said this several times, and I honestly believe this to be the case. The only reason we're not on the top is it's due to power, right? Of all things being equal, I think, like for example, when we look at the dating apps, right? On the female side, right? Who is the most coveted? It's actually the Asian woman, even though the white woman is a standard of beauty. When you look at the actual apps, right, the Asian woman is the one that's the most coveted, right? And then if you look at the reverse, right, on the male side, the Asian man is the least coveted, right? When you look at it from the male's point of view, it actually correlates, with the exception of black people. The whites are obviously the most sought after, but then blacks are second behind them. And so think about that. We have the least power, yet we're the second most sought after white people, right? Um, and this is just like I said, this is due to the fact that we would be number one most sought after if we had an equal playing field. Like if we weren't on the bottom of the bottom, we would be the number one most sought after, and they know this instinctually. So if you remember the Indian stream I did with you, IP, right? I talked about this. You said the whole, Indian women don't like black men. I'm like, well, no. I mean, yes and no. I mean, there's a reason why they can't do things. If they're saying that with women, right? Their social their social, what is the word I'm looking for? Their social status matters a lot more to them than it does to us, because that's how men choose, right? So if they date you and it doesn't work out, well, they just excluded themselves from a pool of like 90% plus men, because no man wants to follow after you. So you might be a perfectly good candidate, but because of the stigma and of the fact that if it doesn't work out, she's gonna extremely limit her pool, especially if she dates you publicly afterwards. And this is just something that you have to accept. So, um, like I don't even blame the woman from that standpoint. She might be a perfectly good girl. She might like you, but she's taking a huge risk just by dating you, because if things don't work out, her stock amongst all races of women, including her within her own race, right, goes down. She pretty much has to just go after black people at that point. So that's unfortunate, but that's just the reality. They all do it, and it's all races. I mean, some races more than other, but they all do it. I've had, I'm very big in the Latino community. I've heard the Latinos say it. Pretty much they all do it. So that's the first thing. The second thing I wanted to touch on was the thing you said earlier, and that's absolutely the truth. And it was a big epiphany that I had, because I think I always knew it to be true, but I didn't actually realize it. Like I didn't think about it until fairly recently. But it was about the black woman having no respect for black men. Right. So one thing I always had a problem I always thought about when I was younger was I never understood why it took me more work to get the same caliber black chick than it took for me to get like a white girl or a Hispanic girl, etc. So for example, if I want to get a 7 white girl, it's much easier for me to do so than for me to get a 7 ABW. And I never understood why. And to be honest with you, I didn't care too much, because I was getting play. So whatever, you know what I mean? If it's not from the ABWs, I'll get it from other races of women. But then looking back on it, I realized it's because they really don't respect you. In fact, the average black woman has like essentially to be damn near Superman as a black man in order for a black woman to respect you. But the minimum is, I mean, the bar is super low. You just need to have white skin, thick skin, and you'll be fine. So you're absolutely right about this. This is 100% the case. This is the reason why. And look, you can't force them to respect you. It is what it is. I understand why they don't respect us. But now that I know this, I ain't dealing with this. I'm not going to be shamed into like this whole gaslighting thing. I think that's the biggest thing we talk about. I'm glad that we're all like men. We go discuss this. But yeah, you go outside this, they'll gaslight you like crazy. I'm not going to toot my own horn, but IP, you know me, you've seen me, you know where I'm at, right? I'm up there in the echelon, and I'm experiencing this stuff. So but if you say it out loud, they'll gas you. They'll let you. They'll say you're corny or this or that. Bro, I'm nowhere near. Bro, I'm nowhere near corny. I have good social acumen, but I notice this when I'm dealing with the sisters. Right? They don't respect black men as a whole. Essentially, unless you're literally the top of the top, you're some sort of celebrity, right? Where you demand respect from all races. They ain't gonna respect you like that, man. And that's just our lot in life. So I completely agree with you. Look, I'm in Brazil now. I appreciate you, IP. You're the reason why I'm here. And it's a much different. You're absolutely right. When you're abroad, you get treated like an actual person. It's a person, like you're essentially treated as a foreigner first, and then whatever second. You're not treated as a black man first like it is in America.
Facts, bro. Thank you, brother. Great comment there, brother. Appreciate you, Jam. Awesome, bro. Awesome. So let me roll it back to. Oh, you want to say something, Chad? Go on, bro.
Yeah, I just wanted to kind of add into what he was saying. He was definitely right when he said that, because it feels like the ABW, you either have to play an extreme. You're either at an extreme at the top or extreme at the bottom, and anybody in between that gets no play, right? And here's the thing: whenever I see ABWs divesting or doing whatever they want, that's fine. I have no problems with that. Do whatever makes you happy. But the type of white guys that I see them with, I'm like, if you would have gotten the black equivalent of that, you would have the same outward. You would have the same result, right? But she when she's dating white people, she gives the average guys chances. But when she's dating a black people, again, you have to play that high extreme up or high extreme down. And here's something that I just wanted to put into you guys' mind that I was thinking about the other day that really changed my life. So for me personally, like I said, I used to date white women. I don't really date them anymore. I date a lot of races, but just for I guess it's just principle at this point. Like I'm cool on the white girls, at least American white women. But I was thinking about the other day. I was thinking of like all the girlfriends that I had and like all the girls that I've been with, and I made a list. I was like, name me the types of girls that accepted you for who you are. And so my thing was, white women were the first types of women that accepted me for who I was, my nerdiness, my lameness, all that stuff, right? That was the first one. Latinas were the first one that made me feel sexy, attractive, because they would tell me to my face, like, oh, you're so attractive, or you're so sexy, right? And then I'm like, yo, black women were the first women to be mean to me. And it's like that, it's like, dang, that really sucks for me to think about. And again, I say this, but deep down, I know that I'll marry a black woman. I know I'll have kids with a black woman, right? But again, the ABW, whatever type of disease that's going on here, it's like it's affecting the ABWs, and the fact that we can't even come in and fix the problem is insane to me, because it's just going to keep leading them down the path of hating us and then going to and falling into whatever these people have for them, which is nothing good.
Quick
Thanks,
thing to
bro.
add, really quick. And I said this to you before IP. It was actually the first time we talked, right? But I think it's worth there repeating, right? And I was in college, right? And I just graduated. I was working my first engineering job. I was making really good money, especially for a college student. So my bachelor pad at the time was tricked out. So whenever I invited girls back to the crib, it was on go because my crib looked really nice. So I had this ABW chick. Let me just be very quick about it. I had this ABW chick, and she was all over me, like she was swinging all over me. But that's because she thought I was essentially pushing paraphernalia, right? And that's how I made my money, right? Then eventually, because she kept dealing with me and we kept seeing each other, she eventually found out that I made the money right the correct way, the legal way. She found out how I actually made my money, and bro, her respect for me died. And this is not the first time I've heard this before, where people have lied about their profession or they've lied about how they make their money. Because God forbid you have an honest profession and you're dealing with an ABW. But yeah, I just wanted to share that.
Madness. Absolute nice. Thank you, bro. Mr. Quincy, do you want to chime in? My brother's calling, brothers, if you want to chime in as well.
Hello, can you hear him, IP?
Yeah.
Yeah, good. The reason why I'm a SY spin black man, which means obviously that save yourself black man, because black girls, they think I'm ugly, they think I'm horrible looking, they think I'm too short, all this negative stuff. But when I dated as my race with non-black women, they loved me. They love me for who I am. I could be myself. I don't have to be this fucking tough guy. I could be myself 100%, and that's why I can't see myself ever dating. I've only dated one black girl in my life, and I was 16 years old back in 1998. I will never date a black girl ever again, and it may sound racist, but I don't really care. The black community is finished. She's dead. It's done. The black women, they love the thugs. Like my gentleman earlier was saying that they go for extremes. You have to be a superstar black man, or you're a thug, or you're no like you're a bad boy. But you can't be a normal black guy. But if you're a white guy, you could be nerdy. You could be boring, skinny, whatever. But you're accepted as a white guy. But a black guy, you have to be perfect. You have to be like God, basically. And unfortunately, the black community is going to get worse. It's not going to get any better. I've got no faith in it, I'm afraid to say.
Thanks. I think I mentioned here, right? the way white people do things in the West is very strategic, right? They know what they're doing. Nothing is by coincidence. Notice how there's a there's a representation for every single white person that's possible in the West. So what does that mean? So we have, for nerdy white guys, Harry Potter, white guys who wear glasses that are nerdy. Harry Potter representation. Harry Potter is cool. He saves people. He gets girls. Blah blah blah. He's whatever. Then you have the white guys that wear suits, that are smooth talking, that are suave. That's James Bond. Okay, so there's an image for white guys like that, and then that's pushed all over the world. Harry Potter, James Bond to every single Asian country, African country, South American country. Then we have the Batman guy, right? For rich white men who have big cars, who have that mysterious kind of figure. And you know what women say? They love a mysterious guy, blah blah blah. They got Batman to represent that kind of white guy, and that's pushed all over the world, right? Then we have the Captain America, okay, the big, strong, tall, muscular guy. That's for white guys who goes to the gym, white guys who are tall, white guys who are big. They got that image for them. What's the equivalent for black men for those images? Where's a nerdy black image for Harry Potter for black guys? Where's our black James Bond? Where's our Batman? Where's our Captain America? All I see is a bunch of top boys, a bunch of fug talk, a bunch of all this stuff, man. It's all done on purpose. That's why, even though I got some problems with how Koreans do things and how Chinese people do it, I do respect the fact that at least they control their own image and they push out that image all around the world. Case in point, K-pop, all right? K-pop is controlled by Korean people, the Korean industry, and they control their image to the point where a lot of women want an Asian guy right now. You know, a lot of women want an Asian guy right now. You can't let white people dictate any part of your life, bro. They're not our friends and they're not for us. Like I said, this world is all about race. Nothing less, nothing more. We live in a world that race comes first, not culture, not economics, not nationality, race. And black men need to understand that we ain't got no friends up in this mofo. No friends. Not a single non-black friend. They're not. Majority of them ain't for us. But a lot of brothers don't get it. They don't get it. Everything is for the white man. It is the white man's kingdom. And we can't build a kingdom in the West. And that's why I kind of got tired of all that pro-black stuff, because I'm thinking we can't build our Wakanda. We can't build our Wakanda in these Western countries. To me, it was all like, it's just useless. We can't. The best we can do is have our own Chinatown, but we don't have that. Where's Caribbean town? Where's Africa town? Notice how in every country, and I mean this, by the way, every country on planet Earth, right, or the majority of countries, there's always a Chinatown in major cities. In the UK, we've got Chinatown in Birmingham, in London, Manchester, Leicester. In the US, Chinatown in LA, New York, etc., etc. In Canada, in Vancouver. So Chinese people are always making money. They're in control of their own business, their own economics. Where's our Africa town? Where's a Caribbean town? Where's an African American town? What is going on with us, man? What the flip is going on with us? What's going on, bruv? What kind of life is this? Because Imagine bringing black kids into a world like this where you're powerless. So I completely understand why some brothers don't want any kids. I get it. Because imagine bringing black kids right into a world where you have no power, bruv. Let me tell you, right? The people who have no power, people who are powerless, get exploited. They get discriminated against. People look down upon us. If you are powerless, you are finished in this world, bro. If you have no power, if you are powerless, you're nothing in this world. We have no power. And we're supposed to bring in black kids where the N word is said in mainstream media, and then non-black people are saying the N word, and they might say it's to black people or whatever. I mean, what is going on with us, bro? What is going on? Lack of structure, lack of foresight, lack of spatial awareness. What is going on with black people, bruv, worldwide? I read the other day that Chinese people, right, in Nigeria, there's a Chinese shop in Nigeria, right, and they were denying Nigerians from shopping in a Chinese shop in Nigeria. That's an African country. The audacity, bruv. How can a foreigner tell you not to come into their shop in your own country, bruv? What's going on, bruv? The fact that they have the audacity to do that means that they don't respect us, because there's no way a black guy in China would tell a Chinese person in China, you can't come into my shop, it's only for black people. Well, in Nigeria, Chinese people are saying that this shop is only for Chinese people in Nigeria. Yo, when will the embarrassment stop, bro? When will we wake up? When will the embarrassment stop? Bruv, when will it stop? And we're supposed to bring in kids to this world, into a world where we have no power? God damn, man. What kind of life is this, bro? What kind of life is this? But some of y'all who play NBA 2K, NFL, Madden, FIFA, and wash all the pain away. Stop flipping running away from your affairs, bro. We need to address this ish, bro. We need to address it. The embarrassment is too much. Stop all that buddy stuff, bro. We ain't got no friends up in this mofo, bruv. We ain't got no friends. God damn. The Caribbean nations ain't doing good. The African nations ain't doing good. Black people in America ain't doing good. Black people in the UK ain't doing good. Black people in Canada ain't doing good. Black people in Sweden ain't doing good. Where are we doing good, bro? Where? Where is this, bruv? Where? Oh my goodness. It's like you have Arab people, they got Saudi Arabia, they got Qatar, they got Emirates, that's doing well. They got Dubai, you got Asian people, they got Korea, they got China, they got Taiwan. Then you have Indian people, they got India that's doing well. You got Europe, you got European people, and we know France, England, they do well. I mean, when will it be our turn to get this flipping money and power, bro? When will this happen, bruv? When? It's moving too slow, too slow. Already, we should have our own K-pop industry where we're pushing out positive images of black men. We should have our money in order. Our resources should be benefiting us. Our gold, our diamonds. Absolute joke, man. Anyone want to chime in?
I was gonna say, how can we do that? I know I keep saying this. I know I keep harping back on this, but how can we do that if we can't even control our own families? I mean, the problem is that all of us start from the bottom. So it's great. I know there's a lot of people here that have made it and they've done really well. Theo's a great example, but even the people, the best of us, like Theo, yourself, they're all about coming of age, like not coming of age. They're all about getting out of the mud stories. Like I was this and I got here. You never hear someone where they grew up and they had money and they got more money. Like, for example, Donald Trump, I got a small loan of $1 million. That's none of us. We all had to go from I'm poor to middle class and maybe an upper middle class. And if you're Theo, then, maybe lower high class. But it's all got to start from poor. And if we can't build families and communities, then that's what's going to happen. The best of us have to start from being poor, day one, day one, day one. And even if we make it, usually what happens, and I'm not saying this because I'm probably gonna end up doing this myself. I mean, it is what it is. But usually what happens is we make it, we date out, and then our children, right, of whatever offspring that happens, they date out too because they don't want to go anywhere near the debauchery that is the ABW community, And then you have more people who look like us, and I'm saying specifically us because I know you're a dark-skinned black male like myself. So you have more people who look like us who have to start from scratch all over again. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, I'm lucky in the sense that my parents immigrated here, so it wasn't complete scratch. They came in, and so I did better than them. But if I don't, and I know that I forgot what brother who said that, but he said he knows he's supposed to be married to a black woman, and I'm assuming the reason why he's saying that is because of the issue that I'm saying right here. Like whether he wants to tickle it or not, he knows that if he doesn't procreate with a black woman and produces black babies, right, then whatever he does, it just goes back to. I mean, I always bring up the example of Kobe Bryant, right? Great player, his money, $500 million net worth went to the Mexicans. And he just it's like until we have control over our own like our own families, our own women, until we have control over that, then essentially we're just kind of just trying to all individually get out. And that's cool. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm glad you helped me a great deal get out IP. I made it individually, so thank you. But that's not going to help us as a whole. So
Yeah, good point there, brother. But that means black women gotta get right, bro. That means black women gotta start being more submissive, more feminine, more caring. More supportive. If they can't do that, bro, brothers gonna have to date out, bro. I'll keep it real.
Just to chime in on that, yeah. So what he said, it was true to some extent, but I honestly can say that the reason why I know deep down, like I'll marry a black woman, have kids with a black woman, is because I've experienced different types of black women. So I make sure I'm very specific when I say American black women or Western black women, because those women are what they're creating is a monster. But I've dealt with Afro Latinas, I've dealt with Africans, and I have a conversation with them, and I can immediately I feel at home. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, I have not met such a feminine woman that was black for so long, because in my younger years, I used to think that every black woman was loud, every black woman is this, every black woman is that. And that's honestly, and I don't like really to go here, but I think that's why a lot of brothers skip Africa when they go to these different countries, is because they think black women are the same everywhere, when the reality is it's American black women, it's Western black women. That's the problem, because of the structure that they're growing up under, right? But when you speak to an Afro Latina, or you speak to an African woman who has her head on her shoulders, like really, like she does interior design, she bakes, like she's a girly girl, it changes your perspective. It reminded me of my love that I have for black women. And so I highly suggest that if you've given up on black women as a whole, just make sure that you haven't given up on all black women. It's just the ones that are acting this way. Because I've met plenty of, like I said, Afro Latinos or black women who they act right. Right. And yeah, everything that's been the best as far as girls wise, they've been darker skinned women.
Awesome. Quincy, brothers, do you want to call in, brothers? It's a stream now. I'm happy to go on for another hour, brothers, or half an hour. But yeah, I got to call in, brothers. Do you want to go in, Quincy?
Can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Yeah. Like I said before, I've given up on black women. They're just not for me anymore. I know the other guy said, "Oh, don't give up black women," but for me, it's just not for me anymore because I had too many bad experiences with them. You know, because I've got baby face. I look quite young for my age. I'm 41 now. I'm gonna be 42 in early June. They won't take me seriously. Therefore, to me, it's black women. They're out for me. They're not for me anymore. And I can see them. So if I do have kids, they're gonna be mixed race. Whatever woman I get with, that's gonna be my lot. You know what I mean? And people might disagree with me, but that's just my opinion.
Okay, brother. That's cool, bro. That's cool.
Yeah, I'm going the whole SYSBM for me. That's my life. It suits me better. I can be myself, a white woman, a Turkish woman, a Greek woman, and any other woman I date with, and I feel fully accepted for who I am, not what I'm trying to be, what I'm pretending to be. With black women, I just don't feel comfortable with them because I don't know. I have to put this fake thug act. And unfortunately, they treat me so bad when I was growing up. I thought, you know what, forget them. I'm done with black women. It's done. You know what I mean?
Okay, brother. No, that's cool, bro. You want to say something, Trevor, brother?
So yeah, and again, I don't get me confused. Like I'm trying to tell brothers what to do or anything. As men, we're gonna do whatever we want, regardless of what I say. So I just want to put that out there. But I do want to say the thing that really solidified my knowing that I'm going to marry and have kids with a black woman is simply because I don't want to give my child the same experience of isolation that I had growing up being the only black kid. At first, because we're children, they don't care. But then the programming starts to get into them as teenagers. They start understanding that they're different. And depending on their parents that that their friends have, you don't know these types of people. As far as you guys know, you know that if you're a mixed race child in a place like China or a place like Japan, as children, they're going to point that out, that they even have special names for it. It's like, I think about if I had a child like that, would I want them to go through that? Like at first, it's, like they're cute and it's kids. But again, that's how it started with us as well. Then you start getting isolated on certain things. And so it's like, I know that if I'm going to have the best chance for myself and my children, I have to build in a place that sees them as regular human beings, just like I am. And so again, that's why I look at South American countries. That's why I look at African countries, because listen, depending on how attractive you guys are, I don't know, but I'm not the best looking guy in the world, but I'm not ugly either. I've had girlfriends growing up. That was not a problem for me. In the States, my matches, I'll probably get one every 2 or 3 days. And I mean, not matches, likes, one every 2 or 3 days, something like that. I put it in a different country. Some countries are more than that. Some countries are less than that. I put my location in an African country, and I have 45 likes in less than 2 hours. And it's like, see, if I was around that my whole life, I wouldn't have to be complaining about the types of women that are here and there and all this other stuff, because I would have had plenty of dating options like this to live a normal life, to pick a long-term girlfriend, to go through a career and all this other stuff. I didn't have any of that. I didn't have any structure. I was thinking going to college was just something that you had to do because people say, oh, if you're going to graduate high school, you got to go to college. Nobody sat me down and told me, definitely not my guidance counselors, my white guidance counselors. They didn't tell me the reason why you go to college is for networking opportunities and to increase income potential, period. If you're not going there for those 2 reasons, there's a waste of money, it's a waste of time. I'm going in there playing it like it's high school, and no wonder things didn't work out. And so it's just one of those things where it's like, okay, especially in America, the thing that Americans specialize in, as far as the power, they specialize in marketing, and they specialize in destabilization. Understanding these things, why would you try to build in their country thinking they're just going to allow it to happen? I tried to book a flight to Venezuela. You can't buy a flight to Venezuela. And the thing that they tell you is, oh, it's so dangerous over there. And listen, there might be danger, but the what's his name? There was a mafia boss or a cartel boss who just escaped prison in Ecuador. I could book a flight tomorrow. So I was thinking, like, why can't I go to Venezuela? You know why you can't go to Venezuela as an American? It's because Venezuela and America have beef, because America couldn't bully Venezuela to getting oil from them. And so what they did was they went into destabilization, and they started trying to destabilize their whole thing. It's still going on to this day. And I'm just thinking, okay, if I understand that, I'm not going to build in this country. My past forefathers, they tried that. Malcolm, or was it MLK Jr., even though, Malcolm X, Marcus Garvey, all these people, they tried to build and they failed. It ended in tragically. Why would I repeat that? That's insanity. I'm going somewhere else. I'm building a foundation and I'm moving on from there.
Awesome. Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother. Let me bring in James in the background. James, you ready, brother? Give me a thumbs up, James. I bring you in. Camera on or camera on? Are you okay? Okay. Okay. Let me bring in James in the background. What's going on, James? How you doing?
What's going on, man? I'm in Germany right now, baby.
Awesome, brother. Awesome, man. So
Yeah,
so
I haven't
James,
gone out yet though.
awesome, brother. So James, fire away, bro. What's your thoughts on the stream?
One of the things I like to talk about as far as imagery, being black and the things that we have to deal with and building a foundation. The simple way to put it is they talk about it making it seem like we have to build a foundation in the United States, which doesn't make any sense at all when it's terms of building our black community, making us our image and our foundation stronger. It could be as simple as just one of you guys going to any country in the world that's safe. Okay, safety is important, just like you were just talking about, and finding a good woman who's going to be a good mother, is going to be a good supportive wife. She's going to help you build your foundation, and she's going to be part of what you have and what you are doing. Okay, she's going to be on your program. That's what makes a woman a good woman. She's going to be on your program because that's how it be. A man doesn't go on a woman's program. That's backwards. A woman comes on a man's program. And if you do that and you build a healthy family, raise up good kids, they're going to be smart, they're going to be successful. Just you doing that alone is a massive, massive part in building our foundation as black people. One key point. One of those kids might become the president of the United States. One of those kids might build a Fortune 500 company and become the next Jeff Bezos. Okay. It doesn't take a lot. We just have what we're doing. It doesn't matter where we do it, just as long as we do it right. And we bring someone on that's going to help us do it. You have to have the yin and yang. Okay. And our imagery is constantly attacked on a regular basis. So by going to another country, you have to make sure that where you're going, you don't have to worry about racism and unsafe and being unsafe and everything so if it doesn't matter where you're building foundation, as long as you can actually do it in a safe way, because a black man's image is attacked on a regular basis. And as far as with the things that white people get, it's not like they're really getting support from each other, is that their foundation is built so strong that it doesn't matter even if they fail. There's so many opportunities for them to just pick themselves back up. They don't need to do what we need to do. They've already done enough that they can just fall apart, and there's so many weapons and tools at their disposal that they can pick themselves back up. Why do you think it is that when you have, like in the United States, like there was a young boy in college who did what he did with a woman who was unconscious, and the whole entire nation was trying to clean it up. The judge actually tries to keep him out of jail. Why do you think that happens? Because
Power.
they know how important imagery is. Go ahead. I'm sorry, you were about to respond. Go ahead.
Yeah. Power about you, image as well. Yeah, of course, image for these particular people.
I mean, and they know that. That's why when you have someone who steps up and they have a powerful image and they're black, they go to war in the United States to try to take that down. Why do you think they always attacking LeBron James? Why they actually are constantly trying. You got people who look like us constantly trying to make it seem like LeBron James isn't a Michael Jordan the better. You know what I'm saying? I know this is debate. We don't want to get into that. Who's better? Why do you think they're attacking him? Oh, LeBron James, he's crying all the time. It's like, do you really think that's about his basketball game? Why do you think they're attacking Floyd Mayweather? Won't let him be recognized as better than Ali, if not just as good. Why do you think they do these things? They know what to attack. They know who to attack. They know that now they say that the reason why there's not a black Jeff Bezos is because the country did things to make that not happen. Yes and no. They did that in original form by making it real hard for black inventors to keep their invention and become rich. They was taking it from them. But uh, you have to understand that if a black man came up and tried to build Amazon, he wouldn't be able to do it in a vacuum like Jeff Bezos. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, once they see you starting to come up, they're going to start making up laws magically out of thin air and to make it hard for you. And you don't even know that they're attacking you, but you realize that when you're trying to do something, this brand new law that came out is attacking you, like the ID card for voting. I mean, they're all coming in on this. And a lot of times, it's like I always say, there's someone higher up pulling the strings. And you say, well, why would someone so rich and never have to worry about nothing pour all this money into society, our economic structure, our social structure, entertainment, etc., and try to make it so that someone like me and IP uh, become something big and recognizable and important and someone that is powerful and can actually make things happen, could just build our own network with just because Jeff Bezos could build his own network and buy everything and start putting out positive images of black people just like them. Why would they do that? I mean, it makes how many what is the number of brown and black people versus the number of white people on this planet? Our numbers are very high. And just like I said in my video, on my what'd you call it? What would happen if China, just China or just India, decides this stupid white supremacy stuff and bigging up white people? Black people are the ones who made it so that we can actually enjoy our lives in the United States. Let's start looking out for them. Let's give black people an open passport, I mean visa to our country. You can just come to our country and live with us. We're going to start protecting and defending black people and make sure we're going to go Black Lives Matter. They'll go nuclear. They'll go nuclear. That'll be like, you might as well just say someone just launched a nuclear bomb on the United States. And they're going to keep doing everything they can to prevent that. Okay, just like I said, it's as simple as building a family in your own wherever you are and everything. But our image is constantly being attacked. So if we're coming out there and we go to another country and we act a fool or we represent a positive imagery, those two things are very, very big. They're very powerful and they have a huge impact on all of our image. And that's why whenever we see one black dude in another country acting a fool, we all cringe. Even if you don't believe that it happens, you're gonna cringe anyway. And if you say, "Well, that's them passport bros. I ain't down with them. I got nothing to do with them." When you see that, you're still gonna cringe because you know it still matters. And when you see someone doing the positive, someone looking good, there's a guy in Japan who speaks fluent Japanese, and he's an actor in Japan. I forgot his name, and they all freaking love him. He is real popular in Japan, and everywhere he goes, they want autographs, and they all want to be around him for all the good reasons. That's a positive thing. We don't really talk about it. Really, we don't know about it so much. I don't even remember his name, but those things are powerful. And it's just as powerful if someone like that guy going around in Thailand and was kicking stuff like that and almost got jumped and everything. Those things are
Hold on,
very
bro.
powerful.
I'm
Yo,
gonna
go
get
ahead.
another caller in, James. Thank you, bro. City of Truth, can you turn your camera on in the background so I know you're not a troll, please? For security, show your arm. Yep, you're good. Thank you, brother. Turn your camera off. You're good. Turn your camera off. Okay, let me bring Mr. City of Truth in the background. What's going on, City of Truth? How you doing, bro?
Peace to the passport bros. You know, I'm honored to be up here. Been following you guys, for quite some time. I know you do a lot of good work. I've seen a lot of your videos and stuff like that. So I just want to get that out there first and foremost. But I want to piggyback off of what the brother said. Um, there is some truth to a lot of what he said. Basically, is that by us being black men in the West, we are monitored and stuff. When we do certain things. So definitely, you know what I mean. We need to I've had this vision. I think black men should go and like build a power base overseas. We should build something. Maybe we should buy. And I'm serious about this. Maybe we should get some. When we come into our money, we put our money together. Maybe we should go buy one of those islands or something. Off the coast of Dubai, and set up like a passport bro, like a sovereign state or something there. We can just build power there and that type of thing. But I just want to go ahead and get that idea. I see the brother shaking his head. I'd love to hear his response to that. But go ahead.
Okay, awesome. I want to roll up to another caller. Thank you, City of Truth. Let me see. Jam, do you want to chime in, Jam? JM, if you're still there.
Yeah, no, I'm still here. I'm listening to what everyone has to say. And yeah, I mean, I don't want to be a Debbie Downer on what that guy just said, but they can, like, I just kind of agree with what what's her name? The one with the live feed right now?
James.
The one in the brother in Germany, like James. Yeah, I just agree with what he's saying. Like, even if we attempt to do so, I mean, you saw. I mean, we literally saw. I mean, it's coming out now, right? We literally saw that they literally were stalking and tracking MLK, right, during his time, and essentially blackmailing him to do his bidding. And in all honesty, they probably are the reason why he's not with us today. So that was back in the 60s when they had less technology, all this stuff. I mean, even the stuff we're using now, right, to communicate, they all have access to, right? They can track all of our conversations, all that stuff. So before we even get past the planning stage, they're gonna know and they're gonna intercept it. So I just kind of agree with what James is saying. It's very like, I don't want to sound this because it's very Deborah Downerish. It's not uplifting to say this, but it's like, this is a conversation that I'll have with a colleague of mine, right, regarding this. It's like, what do we do, right, about the women, because the ABWs are, they're not cooperating with us, but at the same time, if we date out, then it just makes it so that the problem exists. And I mean, persists. So I mean, that's the issue that we're having. And like I said, you know, until we create our own sovereign nation and we do essentially do what the Asians are doing or what the Arabs are doing, we're gonna have absolutely no power. I mean, we're literally using their platforms to communicate. Yeah, there's no way that if we use our platforms to communicate, that things are gonna end well. So, my dilemma is, just essentially saying, do I be selfish for myself, which is kind of where I'm leaning towards. Like, just live my best life, help those who I can, and whoever doesn't want to listen, just best to them. Or do I try to, and I'm not trying to sound altruistic when I say this, but do I try to sacrifice myself for a greater good? And to be honest with you, that just doesn't seem like, I forgot what brother, who's the brother who said he was done with the ABWs. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at right now. I'm not saying I'm done with them per se, but I just don't believe in sacrificing myself for the greater good. Like, I'm just selfish in that regard. Like, I understand. The thing that annoys me is I feel like my decision is being forced. It's kind of like playing chess, right? When you're in a mating net and someone's making, you can still make moves, but you can't make the moves you want to make, right? You're kind of just forced into moves. That's kind of how I feel like right now. Like, if I had power, I would choose differently, but I don't. So this is just I'm choosing the best of a bad option. So
Awesome. Thank you, bro. Right, so we're gonna have to wrap up soon, brothers, because I've got work in the morning. All right, so let's go to everyone for their closing statements. So, James, do you have any closing statements, bro, before I wrap up the stream?
Yeah, I was gonna say a thing about the whole island thing. We don't really need to do that, because no matter what, the things that are hurting us are gonna hurt us no matter what. We have hubs. We have we're all huddled all places all the time. But the things that's making things difficult for us will still make things difficult for us no matter where we go. One thing that I hear whenever I go to another country is people love talking about how amazing it was and how much they loved America when Obama was in office. I'm always having somebody from another country talk to me about that. And it was like they looked up to him. They thought he was like the best thing since sliced bread. And that rolled over into us. It became unbelievably cool to be a proper, well-adjusted black man. And if you came out in these foreign countries when Obama was around, ask anybody who was traveling hard, they will tell you about that. That Obama thing was huge. And it was the same way during the 70s when all of our bands, our rock bands and our jazz bands, were like touring all over the world. It was cool to be black, period. It was cool. Everyone was following what we were doing back in the days when the Gap band and all that stuff was going on. Those they ask talk to your uncles, 55, well, more like 50, 60, about 60 and older. 55 is a little young, but they still know what was going on. And that's what we got to do. Like if BET went into the right, was thinking like us when say a black person bought BET, they didn't get bought, it was bought by a white person, was thinking like us, and they used BET the way it should have been used to enhance our image, we would have had something. That's way better than that island. Way better than that island. And that's my closing statement.
Yo, thank you, James. Much appreciated, bro. Jughead, can you turn your camera on in the background so I know you're not a troll, please? You're confirmed. Thank you, Jughead. Camera off. Camera off. Let me bring in Jughead in the background. Let's go. Okay. What's going on, Jughead? How you doing, bro? You're on mute, brother. You need to mute yourself. Jughead, you're on mute. You need to unmute yourself, brother.
I do apologize. Welcome,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, you good?
Well, fine. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the chat, other brothers. Yeah, I called late because I saw the call in. I've been listening to you about a few months now, IP, and your channel is a godsend because but put it kind of shortly, a bit concise. The UK community is finished. What can I say? It's a matriarchy. It's disorganized, undisciplined, and we're a mess. And you're right, IP. The only way is a black man like us to organize ourselves economically, relocate somewhere else, and then start afresh. That's my opinion.
Facts, bro. Brother, obviously you're from the UK, brother. You know how bad the black community is, the woman, the culture. It's not really going good for black people, right?
Correct. But I was down in Peckham. But if you recall last year, there was a problem in a. Give me a short example of what I mean. There was a black female criminal in sort of the Asian shopkeeper in Peckham, and the community came up for it in droves. I was going to walk past every day, and I was arguing with them, saying, "Look, why are you supporting her? She's a criminal. She's a criminal assaulting a man." Even my thing that is in the papers last year from IP, but she returned a wig to the shop, and he wouldn't take it because it was bad, poor condition. He wouldn't take it back. She assaulted him, and her community came up to support her on camera. I said to them, "Look, we've been here for decades. Let's build our own businesses." I was treated like I was crazy. I said, "Jeff, I said, Jughead, leave, because if you should offer solutions, they don't want to hear solutions. They just want to moan and complain. So we have to leave because they don't want solutions, brother IP. They just want to whinge, moan and complain. It's been decades, we ain't built nothing. We're a mess."
We are, bro. We are. Jughead, how are the young black men doing there in terms of dating and opportunities in your area? Pretty bad, huh?
Well, the young boys are going the same kind of girl, the Keishas, the roughneck Keishas. But but when they get older, it works, because right now they're 15, 16, they're young children, so they're not aware of what's coming. The tsunami of what's coming at them, they'll be aware of it in 2 decades time. Right now they're enjoying themselves. They're school kids, sitting at McDonald's, acting the fool, being boisterous and cantankerous. When they get older to our age, they're going to find out. You see, that's the problem. Right now they're in a little bubble. You see, but it will burst in a few years time. You see, but the dating, I think personally, I love Canada. I did a show last year, brother, on Canada. We got to chat next time I call him, because I've been to Vancouver a lot. Vancouver's fantastic. I love. I love Toronto. That's my screenshot of me in Toronto 3 years ago. That's my screenshot you're looking at now. That's me in Toronto. And I love Vancouver. Vancouver's women are fantastic. Asian, the white women there, they're fantastic. And I love Vancouver personally myself. I like Canada as a whole. But we're dating the UK. Yeah, dating the UK. But, sorry, go on.
No, carry on, bro.
Yeah, dating the UK is a struggle. I've got dates here too, but they're like foreign women. Black, British women, white English women. They're the only two women I keep away from. I can't stand them. Other women, Irish, Scottish, Welsh, Canadian, Australian, African, Brazilian. I love. I mentioned the South American women. I love them. But white and black English, no. I avoided the way Muslims avoid pork. That's why I avoided the way Muslims feel like pork. That's I feel like black women born there and white English women. There are two most women on the planet. Black English, white English, avoided the way Muslims avoid pork. They're terrible. Attitudes, hygiene, they're aggressive. No. I've got time for that. No. Life is short, brother IP. We'll be blessed with good experiences and and positivity. I just have for battles. It's bad enough being a black man going to work. I can come home to a contiguous household. No. White English, black English, they're the two women I keep away from. They're terrible.
Brother, how did the Asian woman treat you in Vancouver?
They're better. Oh, well, I've seen them. I haven't dated them, but they're very friendly. I've spoken to them. I've been to Vancouver 8 times. And last time was pre-COVID, it was 2019, but I'm going again this summer. And the women there, they're all friendly. Even the black women out there, the white women there, the Asian women, they're all friendly. They're very approachable. They're smart on the street. But when you go to this country, when I come back here, I get depressed. I remember Brother IP Ben comment on your your Canadian street about how you felt when you came back to Canada, back to England. I thought the same way. When I hit Heathrow, see that smog, that grey scars, I get depressed. I take at least 2 weeks to adjust back to England. Because I'm treated so well in Canada, I'm treated so well abroad, that when I come back here, I have to adjust back to the aggressiveness, the grey skies, the negativity. I get almost a mini depression. When I come back here, I don't want to come back.
Facts, bro.
So,
Jughead, reach out to me on IG, brother. Okay. Let's touch base, brother. I'll put my IG in the private chat, brother. Let's touch base, brother. Okay. Awesome, bro. Awesome. Thank you, brother. All right. So thank you, Jughead, for your comment there. Mr. Quincy, do you have any closing statements?
Hello, can you hear me, IP?
Yes. Do you have any closing statements?
Can you, yeah. Basically, the black community in the UK, especially London, is done. It's finished. It's not going to get better because black women, by the time they're like 21, they got like 3 kids from 3 different baby fathers, and they want us child-free men like me. Come child-free, I don't have any kids yet. They want me to come and be stepfather to their kids. Get the hell out of it. I ain't been a stepfather. I ain't been a clap man. No way. And unfortunately, the black community, our black mothers, black family members say, "Oh, if you're a good black man, why don't you go and wife up a single mother?" That's not going to happen. No way. I want to create my own kids. You know what I mean? We're the only race in the world that gets shamed into dating single mothers. No other race goes for that crap. You know what I mean? It's just disgusting.
Facts, bro. Facts. Absolute facts. Thank you, bro.
No problem, man. No problem, IP.
Awesome. Thank you, bro. All right. So, Mr. Travel Brother, do you have any closing statements?
Yeah. So I'll say that the thing about the guy had earlier, he said something about the island. I was in disagreement with that, mainly because just the positioning of the island. I wouldn't want to build something substantial, one on an island and 2 next to 2 powerhouses, right? But I'm also more optimistic to say, while we don't need an island, we definitely need a place to where brothers can get together and form a think tank, a very proper think tank. I understand that the West and London and all these places, I understand that these places are dumpster fires going downhill. I understand that. So I'm removing myself from that situation. I'm not saving people who are going to try to gaslight me into believing there's no problem in the first place. If you're not smart enough to see that there is an issue here with not only how we're being raised, but then the next generation and the next generation, and everybody who steps up to be a leader that ends up getting taken out. I'm not staying here. It's going to take brothers such as ourselves who are making a decent income to go into one place and really think about how we can start from the bottom, because that's where we're at. I know that it sucks, and I know that as much as we would love to have a giant media conglomerate, that way we can push off positive images of us, we don't have that type of capital. We don't, and we're nowhere near that level yet. So what it takes is brothers who are smart enough to leave, come together, come up with real plans. I thought about this stuff for 8+ years. The plan is easy. The plan is simple, but all it takes is guys who understand, who have the same values, that understand that they're building something for their family. They're building something for their future community. They're building something for their future culture. That when you make money moves together, it's not solely about money. We understand how important money is, but it's not solely about money. It's solely about taking the funds, and instead of making our lives 30 times better, we take that and we reinvest it into getting more things so we can actually develop something that makes sense. Now, again, there are a lot of guys that said that when you try to build something, things aren't going to happen, and people come out and they're going to look at you and do it. That's awesome. Listen, when you're in their space, of course they're going to do that because you are a threat. But when you're in a space where people just look at you as normal human beings and they don't care about what you're doing, and we're the type of black men who don't have to scream and yell about everything that we're doing on the internet, then it's something that just boils under time. And by the time that it's ready to be released, the foundation, the roots are so strong that you can't just topple it over. And so I think as black men, we really have to, one, we understand that things are messed up. We get it. And two, we're going to cut ties. We understand that. But we also have to put the responsibility on us to say, okay, how can we make sure that we're the best version of ourselves? What's the plan for our families? What's the plan for our future communities? And what's the plan for our culture? And a lot of us, as much as we rag on these other people, we don't have answers to that. And so at some point, we have to grow up and say, okay, I get that this is bad and I'm done with it. Now what? What's the next step?
Amazing, brother. Great stuff, brother. Thank you, brother. Much appreciated, bro. Mr. JM, do you have any closing statements before I wrap up the stream?
Statements? Not really, but I do have a question for you. Because I've been going through this, and I realize, I think I'm not sure if you're African or not, but I have a pretty strong suspicion that you might be. I know that you're older than me. So I just want to ask, right? Have your parents put pressure on you, right, to like settle down and have kids? Because it's at this point where, I'm gonna be completely frankly honest with you, my mom is content with me just knocking a chick up just to have children, because she doesn't think I'm gonna. Yeah. Anyway, I just kind of want to know how you handle that, because I know you're older than me, and so yeah. I mean, that's, I guess, my closing statement is a question. And I'll, yeah.
Yeah, you tell the women in the country aren't worth being wives. Sure,
She's well aware. I'm very candid with her. She's well aware of how I feel. She also knows that's the reason why I'm here in Brazil, because I'm trying to find myself a black, partner. I don't want to say partner because I feel like that's psyop terms, but you get the idea. So she's well aware of that, but I think she just thinks that I think she thinks that my standards for today's women, right, are debaucherous. Like, I told her, for example, that I wouldn't marry a girl that has been touched. But I just don't believe that's the, like, I'll stay with someone long term, but in terms of like actually marrying a girl, she has to be not touched in order for me to marry her, and that alone had her dissuaded. So I think she realizes the state of the world, and she also understands my standards for a wife, and she understands those standards, but she just thinks there's no way I'm going to find that in today's society. So she's like, all right, if you're not going to get married, then just not give me kids somehow, and that's just. Yeah. So I kind of wanted to just hear because I'm sure you're older than me, so I'm sure the pressure has been on you. How do you handle? I know even if they tell me, I know that this has been something that's been brought up with your parents, right?
I just told them the women are not wifey in the country, and they left me alone. Like, brought them stats, showed them everything, the news, and they eventually came around, bro. So you're still in Brazil?
Yeah, I totally. I moved here. Yeah, I'm literally living here now. Yeah, for at least the next a minimum 3 months, if not 6. And then I'll just be going from country to country until I find a place I want to set roots in.
Okay, so have you found a virgin there, a good woman there, something to Afro Latina, or is that hard?
Yeah, I was gonna tell him. Yeah, what I was gonna say was that because I want to talk about the ABWs, right? He's definitely right about the women, all right, being better than the ABWs here. Yeah, if you want to find yourself we can have a stream again because now I've been living here. Yeah, I'm very content with the black women here in Brazil. Let's just put it that way. I'm very content with the findings here in Brazil, but you know, I think you're much more likely to find what you're looking for in Brazil than in America. Let's just put it that way. But I'm not sure if there's still the colorism, all that stuff. Like, I'd be more engrossed with the language and have more deep conversations with these people before I find that. But I will say, in the surface level, they appear far better than ABWs. Far better.
Okay, do you think you can find a virgin who's a black chick in Brazil, or would that be impossible?
Yeah, but it just depends on how much you want to invest. Like, I think in order to do that, you need to learn the language, which is what I'm doing right now. I don't think you, as a foreigner not speaking the language, you could do that now. Maybe a low body count chick and relatively low compared to American standards. But if you want to get to that niche level, yeah, you need to have a strong command of the Portuguese language in order to do that. But yeah, I do think it's possible. I actually think it's actually pretty, like, it's not too difficult if you know where to go. But you're gonna have to make some serious investment in order to do that. Yeah.
Awesome, bro. Awesome, brother. Email me again. I think we've got to do a stream about black women in Brazil, brother. Let's do that. Probably sometime in May. How does
Yeah,
that
I'll
sound?
email you when I'll email. Yeah, I'll email you exactly. May is perfect. Yeah, I was gonna say I want to be here for like a month or two before I do that. But yeah, I've only been here for about 2.5, 3 weeks, and I was here for 2 months beforehand. But this is my now actually living here. I've only been here 2.5, 3 weeks. I want to stay here for at least a month or so before I give back more intel. But yeah, I can definitely do that.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you, brother. All right, thank you, Jam. We shall speak soon. Appreciate you, bro.
Later.
Peace out, bro. Take it easy, bro. Thank you very much. All right, brothers. Great live stream. Thank you very much for watching part 3 of this stream. Look out for part 4. Okay, so let me check my PayPal. Make sure I didn't miss any donations here. Maybe say that you're fine. Walking across the city just to make you mine. If privacy lets us know we're not in time, lay my hands up on your booty, let it post up. Then they say rotation, rotation, rotation. Girl, did I ever tell you that you're fine? Run across the city just to make you mine. If prophecy the camera's running out of time, I pressed the pause button, then I hit rewind. Lay your booty on me, and then I post up. Shout out to Mr. Tracy for the £3.85 PayPal donation. Appreciate you, Tracy. Thank you both for the support. Awesome, awesome, awesome. All right, brothers, man. Great. Shout out to Mr. Jughead for the support. Thank you, brother. For the super sticker. Appreciate you both. £5. Thank you both for the support, man. Much appreciated. Yeah. This was a great stream, man. Thank you, brothers. This was a great stream. Press a 1 in the live stream chat if this stream got through to you. We got work to do. We must become passport bros. We must leave the West. We must establish bases abroad, invest in crypto businesses. We're gonna start moving like made men, Flipping heck, bruv. you can support, that'd be great, brothers. If you can support, that'd be greatly appreciated. Any support is greatly appreciated, man. Press a 1 if this stream got to you. Oh. All right, brothers, it's been a pleasure. Have a great week ahead. We shall speak soon. Thank you.